All right, welcome to Big Yogi'Z Garage on location at Jason's house. What's up, Jason?
What's going on, man? Finally.
Yeah, we've been planning this and for a while and stuff, but we really didn't know what happens or what we were gonna do. So you brought your friend. Can you introduce
It's my
me?
boy Will. He's
Okay.
been my right hand man for a while.
What's up, Will?
What's going on, man?
How you doing, Jason?
We been knowing each other for a while since high school, and then football, and then business, and everything in between.
Yeah. How did you guys? What was the initial time? I'll ask you, Will. What was the first time that you met Jason? What was it? What do you in high school? Would you?
High school, during football, we had like tryouts in the summer, just conditioning and stuff like that. And he showed up, and I mean, it wasn't nothing special. We weren't, like I said, we weren't friends or nothing. It was the new guy. You know, he had just transferred into the school, whatever. You know, he's trying to race all of us, you know, watching us all run and everything. And so, you know, I was there, and then I didn't really see him, didn't talk to him much. And then school went, and when lunchtime comes around, I sit at the table with some guys I know. He's at the table too, you know. And there wasn't a lot of interaction between us. Like I said, we had mutual friends. So it wasn't like beef, you know. Just that's the dude over there. You know what I mean? Just that's him, you know.
Yeah. And why were you the new guy? Where were you coming from?
I transferred from Toledo Tech to Start, and then this dude.
That's when you met him.
Yeah, when we were in high school, though, he looked like Will Smith. So everybody like, oh, look at Will Smith. And then we had another dude at school. I don't remember his name. Looked like Tupac.
Oh yeah.
So, dude. I was like, what the fuck?
We had one look like Usher.
Yeah.
We had all the celebrities.
Yep. So yeah, when I walked in, I was like, what the fuck? A whole table was like celebrity lookalikes.
Celebrity lookalikes.
Yeah, because every time I see him, he had a little fro going. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, but you know, everybody looks like somebody.
Yeah.
So who did you think he looked like when you first seen him? A celebrity?
Nobody at the time, man. Nobody, man.
Nobody. Okay, so how did you guys become best friends? Or how did you guys become good friends? Like during football, or what was the initial?
I'm trying to think. I was honestly thinking about this earlier because I had a feeling this was going to be a question.
Yeah.
It's like I remember, like when we first started playing, like I didn't drink or nothing. And I remember they would always hit me up, him and a couple guys. Hey man, let's go out. I'm like, man, I'm in school. I'm working 2 jobs. I don't drink anyway. Like, but I'm trying to think of a moment. I remember one time. I don't know if this was the time, but I know one time he texted me. It was probably 1 in the morning. He's like, "Hey man, I need somebody to take this ride with me. Trying to take this ride."
Yeah.
dude.
And I was up, so I was like, "Yeah, let's go." You know, what kind of clothes I need to wear for this? You know what I mean? Do I get my comfy clothes? What we gonna do? And, you know, I think it was one of those moments where it's like, all right, we about to go do something stupid. And from that moment, all right, well, I know you good for something stupid, so I'm gonna just be with you. You know?
Yeah.
Just made it fun, man.
So
Always
then
excited.
after that, so football kind of led into that.
Yeah.
Because he called you because you were his teammate.
And we were always friends. You know, like we always had fun at practice. It's just after practice, after games, I went home.
Yeah, you had your own life.
You know, I was doing mine, and him and a couple guys would try to get me out. And, I mean, consistently he would text me, "Hey man, you coming out? Hey man, come on, let's go. Come on, let's do it." And I'm like, "Nah, man, like cool."
Well, he was like in a serious relationship and stuff at the time too. So we're all kicking it, and then he's kind of booed up and
tied
stuck
down.
in there.
I was busy, man. I had
About
two
school.
jobs, school. I had a girl at the time. Like it was a lot.
He was super smart, so he was like taking school real serious and doing like crazy ass chemistry classes, and we're all out here drunk as shit.
And then was okay. So you guys, where did that lead? Like you guys played football or didn't you say you guys had like you guys did parties together?
That rolled into
it. But okay, tell me about the football though, like because there was a lot of football, and tell me a little bit about where you guys made it to in football and all that kind of stuff.
So I started playing first a year before he came on the team, and we had a team where everybody was just hurt, banged up, and then the next year, man, he came on board, and a couple other people, and then did we win it in 08? We won the championship in 08. Playing semi-pro.
What was semi-pro?
Northwest Ohio Knights at that time. And then we played a couple more years where we just kicked it in between practice games and everything. Yeah, the whole time was just
Life was a party for about 4 years.
Yeah. But then in 08 or 09, our coach was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's. He was young. He was like probably 34, 35 when he got.
Wasn't 40 yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you're hip to it, but
I mean,
that's ugly disease.
I've heard of that, but it like eats you up or
It
something.
shuts down your muscles and everything, and
Cuts off all the nerve pathways, so you start to, you lose control of things.
Yeah, and then you guys are already like champions like 3 years in a row, and then all of a sudden it happened. Or
we were champions 08. We had a crazy team in 09, but we fell a little bit short that year. 10, 11 was a long story, and then was it 13 when they were like he had. Well, our friend
died in 13.
Yeah, our friend passed away, our
died in
teammate.
12, and then coach died in 13 right before the season started, like a month before the season started.
Oh, so you guys had like a lot going on in the whole thing. What happened to the teammate?
Our teammate, first off, he had a heart attack when we were playing. I don't where we were in Cleveland or somewhere, and then they're like, "Oh, he'll be all right," and he was on medication and stuff. And then I don't even know. It was like a year later.
Well, he had his first heart attack was here. We didn't know it. I want to say he had a heart attack in like 10. Then he had one in 11. That was one in Cleveland. Then he had one in 12, and that's what killed him.
That's
he had him
crazy.
like almost every summer, like for 3 years. And he was 26.
And being young and fit, playing ball, everything. You don't think
he
anything.
graduated when I graduated. You know what I mean? We graduated.
And this is someone that was close to you guys?
Yeah,
He was at our house like every day.
If he was alive, there'd be 3 people on the couch.
Yeah.
Like that's how close it was.
Is that the cardboard cutout that you had? Okay.
Yep.
At his wedding, you took the cardboard cutout.
I even brought it to his wedding,
Yeah.
so he wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
But
I mean, that's sad that happened, but that's the cardboard cutout thing is awesome.
yeah, and then what was it? It was Cali's benefit game when dude got hit too.
The other dude died. So that was 12.
What the hell?
So dude, I'm telling you, like we could.
This was all in semi-pro
yeah,
football?
in the matter of like a year and a half.
Yeah, dude got hit in May and died. Tay died in June, and then the following May, Cali died.
Yeah.
So within a year, we had.
We had a benefit game at Springfield High School here, and the team that was supposed to play whatever backed out. So another team from Indiana came with the players, and it's semi-pro. But we had like some legit ball players, you know, and the other team they I hate to say it like that, but they probably shouldn't have came. They shouldn't have been on the fields, but there's a benefit, so they were supporting. And on a punt return, dude got hit wrong, ended up dying right there on the field. Dude, it was just a hot mess, bro. It was crazy.
And it was even like it blew my mind because like his brother was on the team, so like, his brother watched him die.
Yeah.
So it was a lot for everybody. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. I seen that before. Not dead, but like you remember when like the Steelers linebacker like broke his neck, like paralyzed. Yeah. That's scary. And I was just watching it, but that's my team. Yeah. So I was like watching it on TV, like holy shit! I thought he was dead too. You know,
dude hit the ground and they rolled him over, and you're like, oh, he might have got knocked out or whatever.
Yeah, that's what you thought, right?
Next thing you know, you see him cutting a jersey and they're doing CPR, and it's like.
And then everything got canceled, right?
Yeah, that was the end of that. Yeah, that was the end of that.
Yep. And then, were you on BCSN at that time or something?
No, they did the ESPN thing.
That's what.
They did an ESPN report on semi-pro football and highlighted like that moment. And I mean, it wasn't the best semi-pro video.
Not a good look.
They showed like the worst sides of it, the old dudes that just want their glory, not the guys that's trying to make it. And they just happen to show a guy die. And it's like, this is the risk of it. Like, why are they doing it? You know, they made it look bad.
Oh, yeah, they made it look bad, probably. Were you guys, okay, so you know how the NFL switched up and they're like playing more softer now, and were you guys still like playing like hard-hitting football back then?
This was before all of them rule changes.
Yeah.
So we played by whatever NFL rules were at the time. And at the time, those were rules. I mean, it wasn't a dirty hit.
No.
It wasn't.
That was like back in the day when the Steelers, like in 08, that D-Bull, that dude, James Harrison and that, he used to throw the quarterbacks down. They changed like a bunch of rules because of those teams were like really strong and like remember Ray Lewis, Ed Reed?
That was like the last like generation of like or era of true hitters. Yeah. Where they allowed you to hit.
Yeah, they allowed.
Now it's like a different type of football. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then so after that, then the coach passed away also?
Yeah, he passed away.
After that?
So we didn't even he passed away early in the season, so a lot of us had actually retired because we were in there for a while, and then everybody just came back for that last season. But we didn't have a coach technically until Brad Fields stepped in a little bit. Corey Hicks, yeah, one of our players actually kind of led the team a little bit.
He was like an intern type deal?
Yep.
And then
we ended up winning the championship that year too.
Oh, you did?
Man, it was like a storybook, bro.
Yeah.
You couldn't, like, it'd be a movie.
You couldn't write it no better way.
Yeah, it's like, And
you guys felt like you were doing it for them, right?
Well, it was weird because our coach, when he played, his number was 39. We scored a touchdown with 39 seconds. Our other buddy, his number was 21. We scored 21 points.
Yeah,
like, you know, it's kind of like lined up. It was weird. And you did feel like they was with you, know, in those moments. Because we were losing both the semi game and the championship. We came back and won at the end.
They even like we were playing on a field that wasn't like a neutral field, so we're kind of getting jibbed a little bit. I don't even know how many times Eddie Tolles had to score for it to even count because they kept calling like flags on everything. It was just, and we were in the middle of a country like little hick town. It was rough.
Cowbells and it was their home field.
So it wasn't. It wasn't easy to win. You had to actually beat the refs and like the whole town and everything.
It was dope though. It was cool.
That was a good game, man.
Yeah, that's kind of how they say. You know how they say the NFL scripted. But come on, man. The NFL can be scripted, but like if a team really takes over and says, "Man, F this script. I'm just gonna win."
My thing with the script is it's a lot of moving pieces in football. Like basketball, baseball, you can kind of one or two people can control a game. Yeah. One or two people don't control a game in football. It's a lot to do, you know. Yeah,
well, what I do think is maybe like the NFL says, "I hope Kansas City wins."
Right.
And then the refs probably give a couple more flags. But like you can't tell me that them guys on. San Francisco didn't want to win.
Exactly.
They want. I swear, like I don't know, unless they pay them like, here's $10 million, make sure you lose.
But that's a lot of money. You know what I mean?
And even that, you got to control it to one person. Say it's a tie game.
Yeah.
And you tell running back, hey, you got to fumble.
Yeah.
I'm scoring still. We're winning.
Yeah, because you work so hard for that.
Well, think about it. You get paid $10 million a fumble, and then your teammate recover your fumble. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
it'd be a lot to
now
do.
You're not even gonna give him the ball next play. Like, it's just you gave him $10 million for what?
Yeah.
There's a lot to it.
Or you accidentally fumble.
It's a lot of money, man.
Unless they pay the whole team to lose, and then just come up with a strategy to lose at the end.
It's like
it's
possible.
This could happen, but I don't think so because I figure these dudes are working hard all their lives to be in the NFL to win a Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden, I don't think no one could just give them guys, they're already millionaires, and be like, hey, here's $3 million to lose now, or whatever.
Yeah, the people that they get paid that.
San Francisco was gonna win that game.
Yeah.
Because before he got hurt, Travis Kelce couldn't get a ball.
Yeah.
As soon as he got hurt, they started giving him the ball.
Yeah. So dude had him on lockdown. What was his name?
Kinlaw.
Oh yeah.
Greenlaw, Kinlaw.
Yeah, I think
the law dude.
It would take a lot to do, and then not only are you doing it for like one team, you gotta do it for the whole league.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I know one thing, that Vegas gambling and advertisement they have the NFL on lockdown.
Yeah,
they have it because they control it because that's their advertisers. Right. And then they say, okay, if you don't go with what we, and plus they're all in on it now because there's a team in Vegas now and they love gambling and gambling is what's funneling money to them.
Oh, for sure.
So, but we can't say that they're gonna win or lose or whatever. Anyways, who cares? That's a whole nother topic.
It's crazy.
We can talk about that all day. I wanted to ask you guys. So when did didn't you guys do like party planning and stuff like that?
No. We didn't plan. We just threw parties.
We just threw parties.
Oh, okay. But it wasn't like big events that you guys just threw a party.
They were big events.
The thing is what you'll learn is we do a lot of stuff spontaneously.
Oh, okay.
And for whatever reason, it works out. And it was
There's a lot of us. So it started because of football, but we became this group all day. It started like 4 people, then it grew into, I don't even know, probably 50, and then there was ladies started getting involved, and then it just became like, if you want to call them associates, people.
We had all types
of
sponsors.
So it's everywhere we went.
Everything.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So
and you guys had singing groups too, right? Off of that or no?
We did. Well, we did the music with it. We lived like 3 lives, man.
Okay.
In like a 7-year span, we lived like 3 lives.
Well, tell me a little bit about that. So how did it all start? Like, where did it, from football and partying, right? That's what led to the parties?
It's all concurrent. It's not like 1 and 2.
Yeah. It's like
flowed
into
we
it.
on the sideline, like where we at tonight.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We at the parties, like moving helmets out the way so people can sit down. Like it was one after the other.
Yeah.
People leave, we gotta hurry up and write because we gotta record the next day. I mean, it was like everything was everything.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about like one of the parties or something. Right?
Which party that you?
So you said we can edit this, right?
I mean, I don't know where. How did? Tell me a little bit about the whole structure of it, or what? How did you even like say there's a party tonight and invite people? Social media?
We got a house together.
Social
We
media,
ended up living together, and we had like a housewarming party.
Yeah.
And
that was like the first one?
Yeah, and a lot of people, it wasn't a lot of people there.
No, it's just, man.
It was 10, 12 people.
Rough.
But it was a lot.
A lot happened.
Look, by our third party, we had like DJs coming to our house.
Oh, okay.
Like, I heard about y'all parties, and we like, I mean, I'm looking around like, who are you? Like, people walking in my house like, where's the bathroom? I'm like, who are you? Like, why are you in my house?
Yeah.
Where was this
at? We were roommates. So
where?
We were in West Toledo at that time. The Westler house. We called it the All Day House because we probably had. There's only 2 or 3 people who actually lived there. There was probably like 50 people that stayed there.
Dude.
I mean, we had our dude Kevin, Misfit. He was always there. Toes, Tay. We had a lot of people that always be in the house.
Everybody, Aaron.
Yeah, and it was like all walks of life. So it was like you never knew what you were gonna get, and then who knew who, and
so you walk in and there's just people kicking it there, partying.
Dude, you could get off work and come to the house and you're like, fuck, man, there's people in my house. Like, I just want to chill today. You know what I mean? But it's like, hey man, we got a party. Hey, stop and grab this on the way home. Like,
And a lot of times be right after football too, so you're tired, you're sore, and then you got a house full of people. When you get there, it's like now you got to entertain. But then it's cool because then next thing you know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's kicking it, IHOP or Denny's or whatever.
I learned how to get people out the house. Be like, hey, let's go take a shot. And everybody jump in the car and we drive somewhere. And clear out your house.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay.
Only the people you wanted to come back will come back at that point. You know?
So you guys had to come up with strategies to
Everybody go to the bar across the street with O'Shea's, Big's.
And
hey, y'all want to go to Big's, get a shot. And you got 20 cars going to Big's.
I remember Big's.
Yeah,
it's Guy and stuff. Yeah. I think they closed now, but whatever.
Yeah, he closed it up. Like,
I don't know what happened. He was open, now he's closed.
I saw it.
I'm gonna talk to him soon to see what
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what's going on there.
Yeah,
I didn't get a chance to check it out.
Yeah, it's for lease now.
Oh no shit!
They put it up quick.
Yeah, I don't know. So the parties and stuff, and then what did that lead to? Like, you guys became good friends, like really best friends.
Yeah, because there was
business partners and stuff.
Yeah, because at that point it was. I mean, we were years into football, so the teammates, everybody. I feel like everybody was like brothers for the most part.
Yeah,
there's a couple people that
we got real close. I mean, everybody who was in my wedding played football with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, tell me about the music too. That's what I don't. You guys played with like different. Did you rap too?
Yeah, man, we did it.
Huh?
Yeah,
both of us.
He did music first.
Yes.
Okay.
I went to the studio with them.
Okay.
And they were like, listen to him record, and I was like, he's like, you do music? I was like, nah.
Yeah.
So it started when I was real young, man. I had this dude, Josh Murray, lived in our neighborhood, and he had us all making music. We were young, like 5th, 6th grade, like young dudes. And then I put it off. We did through high school. Didn't do anything with it for a while. But my dude David, he used to always write music and sing, do everything. He was in the military and came back home. When he came back home, we'd be writing and doing stuff, and then hit the studio. I brought him along with me one time. It was probably no less than 6 months later, the dude David, he was blowing up. So we kind of like caught this crazy wave of his. But he was like very structured and like, this is how I'm gonna perform, this was what. And he had us with our big group of people, and we didn't give a fuck. So we'd be up there wilding out, and we put on like a crazy show behind him at first, and then we started doing our music, releasing our music, and it just became more and more. But it was crazy. We went from like 18 people at the pool, what was it, the pool room on the east side, to, dude, next thing we know, we were with Pleasure P, Pretty
Ricky, the OG Fest. We shut down like the whole thing.
It was, Machine Gun Kelly shit.
Yeah.
And then I think the last show was Kevin Gates, and then we were supposed to be, I know there's, Sly. Sly was our manager at the time.
Oh, it was?
I know he's still pissed at this, and he sees this, and he's gonna be mad. But we were supposed to.
Sly's my dude now. He helps me getting like artists to come on the show and stuff.
He's good at that, man.
He's a beast. But they had a show set up. It was Nicki Minaj's after party for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight in Vegas, and they all went, and they got you. You didn't go, did you? Mm-mm. So they got me a ticket to go. I missed the first flight, and then they're like, "Bro, don't fuck up again. But we had just moved in the house and me and my wife were trying to put it together and shit. They sent me another ticket and I missed the flight again. And Sly to this day, bro, will not let it go. He's like, man, you still owe me for that Delta ticket though. Damn. Ask him about it, dude. I guarantee he cusses me out to you about it. That's my crazy dude though.
But like, you know, at that time you weren't, you know.
Yeah, at that point, man.
You weren't the person you are right now, anyways.
No, that was a whole different world, whole different life.
You were just getting with your girl and stuff, so or what?
She had just moved up here, and we had just got a house, and the house needed work, man. So I felt guilty leaving when the house was all locked up. You know, you couldn't even really take a shower there. So who am I to go to Vegas, kick it with everybody, and then she's sitting at this house and she came showering. So I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Sly figured it out, and he's gonna.
Oh, he knows. It's still our dude.
And then where did that end up leading? Like you guys did all them shows with all them people, and then what happened? You guys just eventually
woke up one day and just went to work. Like for real. People ask us that because I mean, dude, we had like I got a tweet from Pretty Ricky from 2013. Yeah. Like a month or so after our show, like, hey man, we got a show. Do y'all want to open up for us? Like, we heard y'all did a great job. Like, you want to come down and open up for us in Orlando? And I'm like, bro, it's a Tuesday. I got work. Like, I can't just come down on a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like we have made an impact in a very short amount of time, not taking it very seriously.
Yeah. And people got pissed at that. Like, our dude David Casey T2, man, he's a beast, bro. He's still in LA doing it. Yeah. You know, writes for all types of artists and stuff. Killing it, you know. And then our camp, like we got lucky enough to where we had a cool camp around us. We had good management. Like, we were fucking around, and I think we started catching more of like attention than what a lot of people were, just because our show was something crazy. You know, we were stripping, and then we, you know, just different things. But it was like entertaining. So that more so than anything was what people liked.
You guys were taking your shirts off and all that shit?
Dancing, whatever you need, lap dance, whatever. We just didn't want to tie ourselves to any one type of music too. We didn't make the same music as everybody else. You could listen to our album, and I mean, you would hear R&B songs, you would hear, you know, something a little more rough, you could hear something more conscious, you hear it all.
And it was that time where it was like Jodeci and all them group, like
kind of that old.
Was it like that? Not Jodeci, but you know what I'm saying? But around the time where, you know, it was like more of them kind of... Yeah. Because I don't see that too much
anymore. Not anymore.
But back then I did.
I think we were more like the bridge. Like, we kind of held it alive, so that's what kept people around us, because they were looking for that, and we had it. Okay. And then, you know, everybody else is putting out... Everybody wants to prove that they some type of gangster or something. It's like, whether we live that life or not, why do I want to keep promoting that? Like, I don't want to talk about that. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get away from that.
Yeah, and you guys were all fit football players, right?
Yeah.
You guys were all football players. So even your whole crew was all like...
We were all in shape.
You guys were all like... You guys used to go work out and stuff too, or no?
I worked out a lot and ran a lot. I used to run
I didn't too much. During that time, I didn't work out as much. I didn't start working out until towards the end of when... I ended up having 2 shoulder surgeries. And after my second shoulder surgery, I told myself to take football more serious. And that's when I started working out. But that was kind of the end of... That was after the music, for real.
Oh, for real? Damn.
Yeah, because you went to Canada after the music stuff was done.
Yeah.
Damn, so one day you guys just said, fuck it, we're going to go to work.
I don't even know.
I think, I think back at it now because people always ask. And I think, for me anyways, I like doing music when we did music. Like, I didn't like necessarily doing music, but I like when we all got together to do it. Like, I like being in the creative process, us being in the studio together, us doing the shows together. When we kind of got separated, it was kind of like, well, y'all work on that, we'll jump in here and there. Like, it wasn't as motivating. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think maybe that turned me off. At the time, I didn't know. But looking back at it, like, I feel like that's it. Because if they call right now, like, hey, let's do something and we all involved, I'm like, let's do it. But if they're like, hey, I'm going to send you something, just work on it, I'm like, yeah.
But it's actually, it's what?
It was like the bond that held it together. Yeah. What did you say?
And it was like, just the process of it was fun. Because, I mean, we go to the studio and just kick it in there, and then whatever happened, like, usually something would happen.
We never walked out with the idea that we walked in with.
No, we got in trouble a lot, too. They gave us our music, and they're like, bro, whatever y'all do, it's not mixed, it's not mastered, do not play this for anybody. Just go home, listen to it, change whatever you want to change. Man, we went to, I don't know if you're hip to D12, Eminem's little group. Bazaar was having a photo
I
shoot
know.
in Detroit. We went up there and played our music for everybody. And somebody, I don't know who it was, but they recorded it. And this was when Facebook was just becoming Facebook. It wasn't where, like before, you had to be in school and all shit. So somebody had shared it. And the dude that told us not to play our music for anybody saw it. And he took all our music away. He like grounded us.
Dude,
When we do shows, he was like, y'all can't have more than 2 drinks. Like,
man, we was on punishment
we're like little kids.
for like 2 years. I'm like, hey man, I need to listen to that so I can hear it. He be like, nah, you can't take this out the studio.
Anywhere.
That's crazy. So that song or just all your
music?
At that point, it was every song.
Everything.
He didn't trust us at all no more.
That's crazy. I was thinking when you were saying that, like, I think like my podcast, it's like it keeps my, like someone coming on every week and having a conversation. I think that's a good energy to have.
Sure.
Because like ever since like COVID and stuff, like it seems like not that many people like want to talk anymore and stuff.
That's true. People don't even want to like socialize or be in the same spot. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it's starting to come back around a little bit.
Yeah, it's starting to come
When
back.
you look at your kids,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my son, like they don't talk. You know, everything's a text, everything's an email, everything's so digital.
Yeah.
You don't know how to like talk.
Yeah,
learn to talk, learn to read. You can text anything, but you gonna read it how you want to read it, regardless of how I meant it when I sent it.
Yeah.
But if I'm talking to you, you can feel my tone, you can feel my energy, you feel that. And we lost that, and I think we were already losing it, and I think COVID accelerated it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. If you go, my wife just posted that on Facebook the other day. Like, if you go to like Starbucks, the young girl across from you, she sometimes won't even look at you with your eyes. She'll be like, "It's $13 or whatever," and she's like grabbing the money or the card. But they're not like eye contact,
Yeah, they don't have it.
I feel like what's that called? Etiquette. People are using like proper like social etiquette because they don't do it every day like they used to. You know what's crazy? The other day, speaking of that, I was at Subway on Buck Road, and you got to order everything digitally. You don't talk to nobody until you pay. And dude, it had me so fucked up. I'm like, bro, this is weird. Like, I don't like this.
Futuristic.
Yeah, and then I was almost like, why the fuck am I paying you? Like,
I should be putting the money inside like a little robot or something.
Yeah, but
yeah. It's like we're losing it, man. We're losing our society to all these. Yeah, like that's why. That's another reason I wanted to have this podcast, because I want to interact with people, talk to people, learn. But that's a good reason too, because I get to sit down and have a conversation with someone every week. Different person, learn a whole different.
It'd be cool to do like how you have the podcast, and then just like one night a month have like your guest for that month or a select few or whatever, all together in a room, whatever, playing poker, whatever the case may be, and record it, have like a natural, you know what I'm saying, like
interaction.
Podcast. Yeah,
I could do that, dude. We could do a poker game right here, and we could put the camera right up there, because that's just my camera. We could set the mics right there.
That'd
And
be
we
dope.
can just like play poker, as long as we don't go crazy and say some, stupid stuff, or
But it'd be cool to get a whole bunch of people together.
I want to.
You would be able to gauge that based on your interactions.
Yeah,
You'll be like, all right, well, I'm gonna take these 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah.
And,
I know these guys won't get along.
Yeah.
These
Because
guys
like
We'll put them together.
I want my platform. I want it to be like inspiring, motivating. I don't want to put out like a bunch of dumb stuff.
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Stay
Because I think a lot of kids, a lot of people say social media is bad, right? Because social media puts out a bunch of bad stuff. But if us grown men would put out good stuff, like knowledgeable stuff, then the people that can watch it can get something knowledgeable out of it.
No,
you know,
for sure.
even though they don't really YouTube and Facebook, they don't really push out the good stuff. They push out like the ratchet shit. But still, if someone comes on my page, I want to be able to see, even though I'm not perfect, I still do a lot of dumb shit. But you know what I mean? Like, I still want to, put out more likely good stuff.
Just do your part.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, and then I'm doing like a bunch of workout stuff and stuff like that. You guys work out?
I slowed up a little bit. I need to get back in there.
Yeah.
I slowed up. I had a pinched nerve.
Well,
My back,
okay.
and I was like, I gotta settle down.
Well,
But for a while, I was there every day.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed almost like 2 weeks now, but I've been doing push-ups. But
As long as
still,
you're active,
yeah,
you just gotta keep moving, because when you do like for real stop, I'm joking about it, but when you for real stop doing everything, that's when I feel like you just start going downhill a little bit.
Everything's
Like we ain't spring chickens anymore.
No,
we do have to maintain some sort of.
How
activity.
old are you two?
I'm 38.
38, 37. You guys are a little younger than me. I'm 44. But I started doing intermittent fasting. And then from intermittent fasting, I started losing a bunch of weight because I was bigger. And then I started strength training. So that's all I do is I intermittent fast. But I still have my cheat days on the weekend. I still eat breakfast and stuff. But I do it like 90% of the time. I do intermittent fasting. And like 90% of the time, I do strength training. So I still have my bad days though.
Every morning I get up, I look at my, it's just happy. You look at your Facebook. It's the first
of course,
thing
yeah. First thing I do too.
And the first story I see is you.
Yeah.
Either in the gym or you're ending your night.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know when this dude sleeps because I be seeing you on at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then 4 o'clock in the morning you're in the gym or whatever. It's like bro.
Yeah, because you know how some people say, some people tell you, I can't work out without eating because I'll be tired or they won't have the energy. But really, like when you intermittent fast, you get a different energy because your body's not supported by all these carbs and all this food. So I just drink water. I get up and drink water. But you also, when you wake up, sleep is really important, right? What do you do when you sleep? Your body fasts and recovers and cleans up the cells. That's why you need so much sleep, especially if you're like really tired, like overweight or really tired. Your body's telling you rest. You need to fast because that's when we stop eating. Our body digests the food that it eats, and then it starts clearing up the bad cells. They're called zombie cells. Our cells split up. Our cells keep splitting up, and the more they split up, the worse they get. Our body's rejuvenating, making new cells every day, but those bad ones, if we don't give our body a break and give it time to start eating some of those bad cells, it start accumulating in our body, and that's how we get older and older and older. And then, I'm learning this stuff like on a podcast.
Well, it doesn't help that like the food that we are eating in America is terrible for you. Horrible. So it does make you sluggish. It does make you drag ass all day. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it makes sense.
And it's not good to fast all the time. The studies are fat. Like put some fasting in your life because. Not even if you're skinny, you don't need to fast all the time. But it's good to every.
I like how you pointed you out, bro.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like you guys are both like you're you're not that bad at all. You say you need to work out, but I don't see nothing like it.
I do the thing where it's like don't eat before 12.
Yeah,
don't eat after 8 kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's kind of what I do.
It makes a huge difference.
6 meals a day.
Yeah, it's important to eat though. That's not what I'm saying. I get you. It's important to eat. It's important to eat, but also it's important to let your body rest sometimes. Sure. So even if I get where I was getting at that is even if I sleep 4 or 5 hours, by me not eating in the morning, I'm still letting my body rest and recover and do. I'm up, I'm working out and stuff, but my body doesn't get tired because I'm not giving it. A bunch of stuff to and every time you eat something, the insulin goes up and then down. That's when you get tired and all that kind of stuff. I'm sorry for taking over the conversation.
No,
but
you're good, and that's
something
you're looking at. I thought something.
No, I just
it splits your energy. You're digesting and trying to move around.
Yeah, man.
That's why you get cold after you eat. That's why you get tired after you eat. Your body's digesting. All your blood's going other places.
Yeah,
and we're hip to all that stuff, man. You talk about that shit.
Yeah, I know.
This ain't
because that's the kind of that you guys always been into fitness and health and fitness, right? Because if you're a football player, I know that you've always been in that kind of stuff.
You have to, otherwise, for one, you get hurt. 2, you get sick.
Yeah,
your body breaks down. Mm-hmm. Your body will break down playing. Yeah, I mean the season is a long season.
Yeah,
whether you're playing semi-pro, college ball, high school ball, whatever, it grinds on you. Like. If you don't work out, you will lose weight and be tired by the end of the season.
Yeah,
you have to eat and work out.
Yeah.
As the season goes,
Yeah, you have.
Like how many times did we get dehydrated?
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like we'd be out in the field and I remember one game we were playing kick return together, and I remember I'm like, fuck, dude, I can't spit. I look over at him, he's like trying to lick his mouth. He's like, yeah, dude, and it's just like you're dying. But yeah, if you ain't even, you got to be at least somewhat healthy.
The fact that we made it through those seasons partying the way we did is astounding. It blows my mind. Like when I think about it, because in the later years when I worked out heavy and took it serious, and I was like, man, like I feel so much better, but I was still sore. It's like, how did I get through them other years?
Yeah.
Like, I had probably gained like maybe 20 pounds. You know what I mean? I was 20, 30 pounds heavier. Like, how did I get through them other years? Like, it was just mind blowing.
Yeah, so I don't know that kind of stuff. I think that as we get older, you know, all the other stuff like our testosterone and all that kind of stuff starts dropping, and that's why we get more tired than when we were younger. You know, it's just like kind of science.
It's crazy. Like you can go like sometimes you'll be tired and go lift, and you almost get energy.
Yeah.
Like especially later on at night, like I'll notice how I'll go in. I'll just do some light work, shit. You know, whatever. And then you come back home, you're like, I'm ready to do something. You know, like, it's crazy. Like before, you'd be like, oh, if I'm tired, I'm tired. But
yeah, you're tired. Even in the morning, okay, I get up early, but I don't want to get up in the morning. I'm like really tired. But then I get up, you know, I force myself. When I get to the gym, I'm good. Yeah. Once I get in there, I walk in that door, I'm like, I start making my videos and stuff. I record one video of each set just because I want to motivate people. There's a reason why I think that I want to motivate people because I felt like no one ever taught me, and then I made a lot of mistakes. So I think by us teaching as much as we can, even like your post about selling the houses and stuff like that. Okay, so that's what I want to get. So how did you guys become adults? You guys did all this stuff. You guys were young, partying. You guys were, you know, kicking it. And then you said one day you got a job. Okay, what was the job?
Well,
how did you?
I always had the job. I just went to work.
Oh, okay.
But like honestly, for me,
in high school you started working.
No, I didn't.
College?
I didn't start working until I was about 19, 20.
Okay.
But like when I really became the adult, the responsible version of me, it was football related, man. When I decided to take it serious, I set a goal for myself. I said if I can work out and get to a certain weight, because I just had shoulder surgery, like major shoulder surgery. If I can get to a certain weight, I'm gonna try a professional tryout.
Okay.
I'll make it. If I don't, I don't. You know. And I was about 4 pounds off, but I was like, it's close enough. From where I started, it's close enough. Timing up when the tryout was and stuff, and so I went. And out of everybody there, I was the only one who hadn't played college ball. You know, so they kind of looked like, well, you know, whatever. But out of everybody there, they only kept 4 people. They sent everybody else home, and I was one of the 4 people.
Damn.
So it was like, for me, it was more internal. Like, okay, you set a goal and you accomplished the goal. Like you responsible, you handled everything the right way. So it's like, well, why don't I just do that with other stuff? You know what I mean? And then it kind of snowballed from there. Because I went from being real responsible at 18, 19 to just enjoying life from my mid-20s, you know, early mid-20s. And it's like I had to get back on track. You know what I mean? And that was kind of re-motivating for me.
I like way to take blame for that.
So that kind of taught you. That kind of taught you if you focus on one thing and like really like get after that, you can like be successful.
Just set a goal. Don't just say you want to do something. Like, what are your goals? Like, my goal, I wanted to play professional ball. I felt like athletically and mentally I had those capacities to compete at that level. So why am I not? Everywhere I go, people, hey man, where'd you play at? Hey man, you know, and I'm just sitting there with like nothing. You know, every time you ask me a question, I'm just palms up. I don't know, nothing. Why? You know what I mean? Like, why? What's my talents? You know what I mean? So once I did it and I started seeing results, it was like, well, why don't I set more goals? Like, you know, it was a layered goal. It was get to a certain weight, get to a tryout. You know what I mean? But they were set and they were attainable. I knew I could attain the first level. And then it was just up to the motivation to schedule that tryout to go. You know what I mean? So now, non-refundables. I did every time I do it, always non-refundable hotel, non-refundable fees. Now I'm locked in. Now even if I want to bail out, I can't. You know what I mean? And I didn't have money at the time, so I really wasn't gonna throw it away. You know what I'm saying?
Won't take a one-way flight.
You know,
everything non-refundable.
We're gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we did. I went to a tryout in North Carolina, and 9 in the morning. It's 23 degrees outside, and we're training for football. You know what I mean? We're running our 40s and doing our workouts. You know, and they tell me, hey, you're good, and they do measurements, and they do a comparison analysis of who you would translate to at the next level, and then it's just a matter of, you know, you're getting phone calls and emails from teams from all over the world, man. Portugal, Germany, Austria, Canada, like, dude, everybody's calling you.
Oh, for real?
And it's like, this is sweet, you know what I mean? So it was...
Where did you end up playing, though?
I was supposed to play in Canada, and it is the strangest story, and no one still to this day believes me. Okay. Because me and my wife had just got together, so a lot of people think I bailed because I wanted to be with her, but... Dude, So I had to go to Fort McMurray, which is just north of Edmonton. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty far west.
Is this a shot?
Yeah, you gonna take it?
Yes.
You gotta take one too.
I got it. Drink left.
Yeah,
I'll take the shot. Hold on.
All right, go ahead. Tell me the story. Sorry.
So, no, it's good. So they were trying to get the logistics right of the payments and everything. And they had everything lined up. I had transportation. They had food for me. They had everything lined up. Yeah. And the deal was I would go there, I'd play 3 games, and then I'd get a tryout for the professional team. If I didn't make the team, I would come back, finish playing with that team to the end of the year, I'd get another tryout. I guess that's how they do it up there, I don't know.
Yeah.
Plus, Canada football is a little different, so I needed that time anyway. They got pushed back a couple times. When it was finally time to go, I fly from Detroit to Toronto to get through customs. They pulled me in a room. They're like, why are you here? The owner had just told me, like, hey, man, we got a lot of people not getting let through because that area is very high in factories, and a lot of us have factory backgrounds, but a lot of people are going up there and working like illegally and taking the money back. So they're real thorough. So he's like, hey, just tell them you're coming up here to visit friends, play some football, whatever. So I talking to them, and they're like, no, we're letting you through. So I literally had to sit in the room. They took my phone, my laptop, everything from me for like hours. Hours. I'm in this room by myself. Well, it was like 3 other people in this room, and I'm just sitting there like, man, I'm about to get kicked out of Canada. Like, this is crazy.
Who gets kicked out of Canada?
Dude, everybody, apparently. Yeah. So dude came back in the room, and he's like, look, man, he's like, I believe you. He's like, but because you've been detained for this long, we have to send you back to your native soil. You have to touch ground before you can come back to Canada. He's like, if you go back to America, you come back through, I'll let you through. I'm like, all right, it was crazy. Like, they wouldn't let me touch my bags. Like, I'm walking through almost feeling like a big shot, because I got these 2 big dudes carrying all my stuff, and they put me on a plane, and they stood at the thing until the plane doors closed. Like, you could see them. They was not going to let me sneak back into that airport. So I get back home, I text the owner, and he's like, look, man, I don't know, like, it's already late. We'll figure it out. Ended up not going. And, that was kind of depressing. You work your way all the way up to that opportunity. I was kind of at the end of my growth of career, I guess. I'm 28 years old. Mm-hmm. How much future do you have in football at 28 years old? You know what I mean? They say you go downhill at 30. I'm just getting my foot in the door. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of depressed for about a year. It was hard to deal with. Crazy thing is, that was a Sunday. The very next day, Monday, was my first day being full-time in my job. So it was like I had to make a choice anyway. And I'm like, football's once in a lifetime. This job I can get any time. And I chose football, and life chose my job. You know what I mean? So it was crazy. It was a crazy time.
Damn, that's crazy. So, like, we don't know what could have happened. We don't know where that could have... So what kind of job did you end up getting then?
I just work at Jeep.
You work at Jeep?
I was working at Jeep, and I was part-time, and they were like, hey, Monday going full-time. And I'm like, what day? They was like, oh, May 18th. I'm like, all right, well, May 17th, I'm flying to Canada. So I see y'all when I see y'all.
See what happens.
Yeah. I was chalking it up. I mean, I was going to take that leap of faith and see what happened,
Damn. So then you ended up working at Jeep. All right, so let's get to this. Okay, so how did you become an adult? Because I see a successful adult. You got your own little office. You're a realtor now. Tell me, how did you get here? Was yours a little bit more different?
This man locked the keys in the house when his daughter was being born.
That happened.
So you accidentally got into this?
That might have been the turning point right there. You fuck up enough, you're forced to go down that road. Damn, I forgot about that.
I just thought about that.
Throw that out there. I don't know if you caught that, but the day my wife went into labor, I walked
Your
up
first
the house.
daughter?
Yeah. Second one. So wife goes into labor. Man, I was in a rush to get out the door. We had the bag packed ready to go for the time. We're like, we're ready. Get outside. Shut the door behind me. I had to turn the lock and lock myself out, man. And I'm like, dude, Will, I need a ride to the hospital. My wife is in labor, bro.
And all the stuff was in the house too, or no?
I had the bag. I had one bag because while she was in labor, like, oh, Dad, it's gonna be a couple hours. I'm like, all right, I'm about to go home, get my charger and stuff, right? as soon as I said that, she went like full blown baby just came out.
Man.
It was bad. I fucked up that whole day. Like that you know what, that might be the turning point for real, because that's when I was like, you know what, Jason, you're really fucking up.
For real? Where did you work at that point?
At that point,
Like what kind of jobs have you had? Like
Pepsi?
you did a bunch of different jobs before you started selling houses and stuff.
dude, I worked for the psychiatric center. That was a wild ass journey. And I worked at Zia's downtown, and then I started working at Pepsi. I worked for Pepsi for 10 years.
Damn.
And then, yeah, man, while we were getting drunk and playing football and all that, and partying, going to shows, and mind you, we were doing coast to coast shows, so it was like the whole everywhere.
So
you were at Jeep and he was at Pepsi.
Yeah,
at the time,
man.
I wasn't at Jeep. I was at FedEx.
FedEx, yeah.
I was at FedEx then. Well, I was supposed to be at FedEx.
Yeah.
Dude, there were so many times that he'd be like, hey, bro, I'm too fucked up. Can you get me to work? And I'd just go take him to work and just sleep in the parking lot until he got off. Like, all right, let's go back. It was bad.
Walk in the door and they're like, hey, man, you drunk. Work in the back. Just go in the back by yourself.
Don't let
Don't let
anybody
nobody
smell
smell you, man.
It's funny.
Yeah, I worked at Pepsi, man. And then I got hurt. That's what it was. My dad had died, and then I took a week off of work, went back to work the first day. I got smoked by a car head on and got fucked up.
On the way to work?
On the way to work. No, I was middle shift actually.
Oh, you used to
go
drive?
store.
You used to
Yeah.
drive? Okay.
And I got smoked. So that day, I was too hurt. They were like, I had to take so much time off. I had tore my trap.
Do you think you weren't mentally ready to come
I was
back?
not ready
Because your
at all.
dad and all that stuff?
Yeah, I wasn't ready.
Sorry to hear about that.
Oh,
about your dad and stuff.
But yeah, I was not ready to go back, and you zoned out.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
focused, you know. And then I got head-on collision. Ended up back at the house. Got a little bit of money from the accident, and then during that time, I was like, man, I gotta do something. I saw real estate license was cheap, so I'm gonna go down that road. And then that's how I started, man. 10 years later, I'm in it, and then did
so this was what, 2014?
2014. Yep.
14?
Yep, 2014.
That's when you got your license?
I got my actual license 2015 because
Okay.
I started classes at the end of 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, because my dad died July, and then
14, that was a year, because that was the year I did my tryout.
yeah,
Everything happened in 2014.
So yeah, 2014 was the
We
turning
grew up.
point. Very
We grew up in 2014.
Yeah, we became adults.
That's when you guys got your guy.
We went from being in heart-shaped boxes on stages, lap dances, to being adults.
Blow up dials and everything.
Yeah, blow up dolls on stage and spraying people with super soakers, and
Now we're doing daddy-daughter dances.
yeah, daddy-daughter dances. Big difference.
Yeah, now you guys are real adults.
Real adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was, man. Once the accident happened, I was like, shit, I gotta figure something out. And then that's what it was.
And then your daughter, and then you locking your
Bro.
keys out, and I was like, oh
That-
my god, I gotta do something.
That whole day was a shit
Dude,
show.
I had forgot about it until Kara said something about it.
I forgot all about
And I was
that.
like, oh, yeah, I do remember that.
And you had to pick him up.
You had to take
But that goes to show you how good of a friend he
Yeah,
is, and how
yeah.
close you guys are. Because, like, who do you call at that situation? You know what I mean? It has to be somebody
Right.
good and somebody
Right,
that's
right.
gonna come. Not like I got hold on, man. I'm at work type shit.
I'll tell you what, you'll never see a wife pissed off until she's in labor and you lock the keys in the house,
Oh
bro.
my god, dude. Yeah,
If she sticks with you through that,
Yeah, I was saying,
you're
all
good.
the thoughts that went through her head were probably homicidal.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I remember her looking, just the picture on her like face. I was like, oh, I'm so in trouble.
yeah.
If she has this baby in the driveway, I'm never going to get into it.
Yeah. So okay, so you got into real estate. So tell me a little bit about your real estate journey. I mean, if you're willing to talk about it, like did you buy a house? Did you sell houses? Tell me about.
No, you know,
I don't even know what you do really. I know that you do something, but I don't know exactly what you do.
I went a different way than every other realtor you see.
Okay.
Just by luck of the draw. When I first got licensed, I had a random dude walk into me. He was like our age. He walked in the office. I was on floor time, which I don't even know if a lot of companies have anymore, where you just sit there and you take all the calls that come in.
Okay.
Dude walks in, he goes, hey bro, his name's Sony, it's my dude, he ended up at my wedding, this is my guy.
Okay.
He walks in, he goes, hey, nobody else is picking up the phone, I need 100 houses. I'm like, what the fuck, like, you know, all right. So we look at 2 houses, they're like 12 grand total, that's it, there's piece of shit houses. He's like, I'm in town from Miami, I got about 6 hours, what can you find me? We found these 2 houses. He's like, when I land back in Miami, I'm gonna give you a call. Cool. He lands back in Miami. We get the 2 houses we went and looked at. He calls me. He goes, "Hey, I need 5 more." Every week for like the next probably three months, buys 5 houses. Damn. Cash. I need it by the end of the week. You know, all this. We ended up getting 100 houses, an apartment complex, and now I think he's buying hotels on the Virgin Islands and shit. But that's how I got started. So he was like my lead way into everything, and I thought I was gonna go in and, you know, sell houses like you see people like 200,000, whatever. This is it, beautiful, blah blah. I started on the investment side, so I learned a lot through him, and then he slowed down on buying. I picked up a whole nother portion of investors, and that was kind of my niche. That was my thing, and that's how I did, you know, a lot my first probably 6 or 7 years, and even now, like that's like my biggest clientele base is there. But so I got a whole different.
So a lot of outside investors ended up buying a lot of the properties around here, right? Yep. Because in 2008, the crash, every houses were boarded up. You like in the East Side, you'd be like 1 good house, 3, you know, boarded up. Yeah. Somebody had to come in and buy all that.
And you're getting them for, in like 2018, I was buying houses at like $10,000, $20,000. If it was more than $25,000, I wasn't buying it, and it would be in West Toledo, South Toledo, wherever, and you get them cheap, fix them up, and they're still worth a lot, and they're getting high rents. So that's what I was doing, and then it grew, and then I did apartments and bars and everything else.
That's crazy. Yeah, because I clean houses for Jeff Savage. He's like a big,
he's a beast,
big landlord. He has I think close to 600 rental properties, all residential houses.
He's got a lot.
He got a lot,
and has always had a lot. And he has commercial property.
Yeah, I never clean any commercials. I just clean all his rental properties. But it's the same thing. He had a mission to buy all of them like broken down houses and, you know, all over Toledo, because he's seen a lot of you know, investors coming from out of town, and he called it Toledo transformation. And he's like hires only people from Toledo. He wants to make sure that you know because it's just he has like a passion for Toledo because he's from Toledo. His family's like the Savage family, and they're all from Toledo and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's about 3 or 4 investors I know, like personally, that have over 500 units, and they just kill it, man. And a lot of them are young, you know, which is crazy. That's motivation, because it's like we're sitting here like we got to start setting up our next generation. I had a long talk with a friend the other day where we were talking about it's actually my barber. We were talking about how like we all grew up. I don't know about y'all, but my dad sold drugs, and my mom worked hard.
Yeah, I've been in prison for selling drugs.
You know that personally, you know what's up. So it was like we got to be that generation that ends all that stuff and puts like I want to have my daughter set up to where they have their own stuff when they turn 18. Granted, I'm gonna make them work for it, but they're not gonna have to rely on some stupid shit or a dude or whatever. Like I feel like we're all in that age range where it's like we got to make the move to do better,
so we can teach them the right way. Yep. And they don't fall back into no dumb stuff like that, you know.
So I have a question for you. I know you do a lot of cleaning. What's the craziest shit you've ever seen during cleaning?
Oh man, I cleaned the other day. I cleaned a basement with like over 100 turds.
What?
The whole entire basement.
I was expecting like some crazy story, like some lady answered the door.
No, look, the whole I clean rental properties, right? I went in there. The house looked nice upstairs. And I went downstairs, you can see the hair on the steps and stuff. And then when I looked down there, 100 turds. Now, I don't know how many, but turds, the whole entire basement, just turds everywhere. I'm like, man, I had to clean that. But I've cleaned up.
Animal, right?
Yeah. They're all animals. They're not supposed to have pets at his houses, but people hide them in the basement, you know, and they just poop all over. They never clean it. Jeff does he rents it to a lot of people from the government money, you know. Yeah. So a lot of people just they don't care. They just do whatever. So but I've cleaned up where people commit suicide. Like I cleaned on the East Side. One guy, he shot himself on the head, and then they found his family called because he never called. So his family called 911. They found the body there. They came and took the body out the coroner's office, and then the next day I came and cleaned up all the body fluid. And there's actually the body fluid went through the couch. It turns into a goo. Your body inflates and it pops open. When it pops open, all that goo falls out and it starts eating the furniture and it goes into the wood, into every crevice, and you have to actually cut everything out. You got to throw away the couch. you got to put it into a box with a red bag and seal it and take it to somewhere where they cut it, they burn it or something.
It's not the route I thought it was gonna go, but yeah, it goes to Stericycle.
Our
dude works at Stericycle. He deals with all that stuff.
Yeah. But no, I don't never like sometimes like a girl comes and maybe I was supposed to be there at 9 a.m, but I got there like at 8:45 and I knock and they'll be like come out and they're like towel like, oh my God, I was just in the bathtub, I'm sorry. But I don't, the thing is I'm so professional and I'm so scared to lose any of my clients that I've never, even when I was single, I've never crossed that line where I've tried to hit on one of my clients or customers, because what happens is a lot of my clients are like word of mouth. So like, this girl told this girl and she told this girl and this girl. So if I hit on her, she might be like, hold on, Yogi, and then I might lose 7 houses.
Yeah, and all it takes is one person to say the wrong thing.
If I hit on one of my clients, I might ruin my whole entire. And I mean, now I'm married. Now I'm not gonna ever do that. But when I was single, I always thought like I'm trying to build something. I'm not trying to destroy something. And I know you have them urges as a man, even when you're single, especially when you're single.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Well, I mean, when we're single, we're out.
Don't include me in that.
He's like, not me. He's like, not me. Let me take another shot.
When was I single? I don't even remember being single.
When was that?
I was married forever.
Yeah, because like we get those urges because we're men sometimes, but there's a point where we have to like control it and not let it destroy our lives, Because if we let that shit go, it can destroy everything we've ever tried to build.
Yeah.
And I've been in those situations. This is not my first marriage. I'm in my 3rd marriage. So I've already I've been through the me cheating, the girl cheating.
You should probably learn by now.
Yeah, I've learned.
3 strikes are out, bro.
You're all good now.
Yeah, I'm learning. You guys been in one solid relationship your whole life, right?
Yeah.
Or I mean,
that's my second.
Okay.
It's my first marriage.
Second. Oh, my last hit him with a PT Cruiser.
Yeah. Oh, for real? Damn. But you guys have kids with one, the woman you're married to with now?
Man.
Yeah.
I think
that's, to me, that's like the solid relationship that I'm talking about.
I feel like when you're like early 20s, it's kind of like,
yeah, that's what,
we're doing what we think you're supposed to do. When it's like 30s, then you're like, okay, I know what it is. Like, it's a whole different like mentality,
Yeah.
I think, no matter who I was with when I was 22, I could have never have been who I am at 38.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We learn and we create. Okay, so I wanted to ask you. So you worked at Jeep, right?
Yeah.
So but you also coach. So what happened in there?
I started.
Yeah, you're coaching right now. So
I started coaching.
Tell me where did that lead?
2007.
Okay, so you were always working at Jeep, and then you just
listen to that.
Okay, tell me this.
Coaching, Jeep, partying,
dude. So
playing football.
I started playing because I was coaching. I started coaching before I started playing the semi-pro.
Okay.
I went out. I was coaching one day, and Big Harry, was like, "There's a guy he played semi-pro, but he was a senior when I was a freshman. But he was coaching too. Okay. He's like, hey man, you still fast? I was like, yeah, I can run a little bit. He's like, you want to play semi-pro? So we had a little chat. He gave me the detail. So I ended up going out there. From that moment, I mean, I just been coaching. You know what I mean? And the first few years, it was like I'm just out there. It was more or less like just to be around the game more. Mm-hmm. Wasn't taking it as serious. Didn't know how to take it more serious. Didn't understand what it meant to really like be the coach that the kids needed. I was definitely more the young, friendly coach that everybody could relate to. Mm-hmm. I mean, my first year coaching, those seniors were freshmen when I was in school. So like I knew some kids. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, fast forward a couple years, I get a job at out in Sylvania. So I started at Start. Mm-hmm. I ended up at Sylvania Northview. And the guy who called me in was like, hey, like I want you to learn some stuff under me, blah, blah, blah. And it was at that point I started to really see an impact because these were strangers. Mm-hmm. The community was strangers, the kids were strangers. And I recently ran into one of those kids at work, actually. And I mean, he saw me and, the embrace he gave me was like, I made a difference. Yeah. And it's been 10 years since I coached him. You know what I mean? Awesome, bro. He's like, oh, coach, And it's like, That's now awesome. I know what to expect. I know what's expected of me. And not only just the game, but just as being a man, being somebody that they can talk to. Mm-hmm. I've heard some crazy stories from these kids that they don't tell their parents. Mm-hmm. And as responsible as I am, I'm like, you got 3 days to tell your dad. or I'm gonna tell your dad.
Oh, that's awesome.
But you should tell your dad because you got to be a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell him if you don't.
Okay.
And I'm gonna check in. You know what I mean? And I've had that. I mean, I've had kids tell me, "Oh, I got a girl pregnant," or "I'm in some trouble." You know, I got warrants, or you know, guns, drugs, like all this stuff that they confide in you, and you don't want to break their trust, but you also have to let them know, like, look, this is the right and this is the wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, we're trying to set that precedence. Like, it's not just with our kids. You know what I mean? Because our kids are just this much of the community and the population. So if I can touch more kids, I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm gonna do. So I coach 60 kids a year. You know, and even if I just touch 10 of those, you know what I mean? That's a lot more than just the kids I got at home.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Because like a lot of kids, man, they don't have it at home, man. Yeah. They don't have the right guidance. That's why they're scared to even tell their dad. They feel more comfortable telling you because you're there with them. You open up. You're giving them encouraging words. A lot of times at home, we just hear, there's not encouragement. There's I clean your room. Or
I've heard too that like some parents don't know how. You're a parent, so you have a soft spot for your kid. So the accountability you hold your kid to is a little swayed. It's a little biased.
Yes.
I'm not gonna hold you. Look, this is right or wrong, man. We gotta do it. Like, what do you expect? What are your goals? One of the things I did last year for the kids is I was like, hey, every kid in my group, I coach in the secondary, corners and safeties. Every kid, I said, you got to give me 3 goals you got for the team, 3 goals you got for yourself, and 3 goals you got that are unrelated to football. You write them down and give them to me by the weekend. You know what I mean? Because I want you to think outside of football is great, but it don't last forever. Yeah. Even if you make it all the way, it don't last forever. What are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? What can I help you with? You know what I'm saying? And I want to get my license. All right, well, if you need somebody to help you with that, or I want to learn how to do this. All right, well, we'll figure that out. Like, we can figure out stuff on and off the field. Like, that's why I'm here. Like, talk to me.
Yeah.
Text my phone. Like, you can always text me. As soon as I got a second, I'll text you back. Yeah. I got plenty of kids I talk. I still got some kids that come home from college and they work out with me and they talk to me.
That's awesome.
You just want to connect. That's the biggest thing. You just connect.
Yeah.
And now, I got kids like, oh, what can I do for a job? Anybody's got a job. Yeah, I can find something. Yeah. I got kids that, hey, you think if I'm getting a realty? Yeah, if you take care of these things, I'll put you in touch with my guy.
Yeah.
If you don't take care of those things, you won't. So, some of this is in your hands and some of it's in mine.
Of course, that's what you got to do.
But it's the accountability. I can't do it for you.
Yep.
You got to hit step 1 and 2. I got you at 3. Meet me at 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And some of them do, some of them don't. I mean, you got to connect. So coaching has become so much more. And this year's going to be sweeter because both of my sons will be in high school next year.
Okay.
They haven't been able to play together since they were little kids because they're 2 years apart. So next year I'll have a freshman and a junior, and they won't play together, but they'll be at school together.
Yeah.
They'll be in the same. We'll all be on the same schedule. Then the following year I'll have a senior and a sophomore, and there's a possibility they could play together.
Okay.
So it's like it's all come full circle where now it's like I can see the benefits of my family after I've been giving all this time to everybody else. Yeah. Like now I can give it to my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's
it's
beautiful. And you're the coach there?
I coach there. Yeah, I coach in the secondary out there. Yeah.
Oh, so you're going to be able to coach your kids, like help coach your
kids?
My
oldest son was literally in my position group last year. Like I coached him every day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's cool, but I'm like, dude, I don't know how much longer I'm going to do it. I'm almost at 20 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy to think about.
And like, it is. It's crazy.
It's a long time.
I've been coaching since 2007, and it's like my wife is kind of, to be a coach's wife, you got to be special anyway because you lose them for 6 months. Like, I'm not at home for dinner, and when I am home, I'm in film or I'm doing something coaching related.
Okay.
So, definitely kudos for her for sticking through it from the beginning. I've been coaching since we've been together. But it's like, I can feel the frustrations. Like, we can't do anything from June to November.
Yeah.
Our anniversary's in October. Her birthday's in October. My birthday's in October. Like, you know what I mean? She wanted to go. I was just telling him the other day. She was calling me, hey, can we go to this Usher concert? I'm like, when is it? September 13th. What day is that? Friday.
Okay,
game Friday night, man. She's like, damn it. What about Thursday? I'm like, freshman got game, Micah got to play. And she's like, we can never do nothing. I'm like, look, man, it's cool. You can go.
Yeah.
Like, I can't go. Like, I can't tell these kids to be committed and
not be.
And then I'm not there to go to a concert.
Yeah.
Not that I don't want to go to a concert with you. I would love to.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to set an example for these kids. I have to be there.
Yeah.
Like, to say I can't go for a concert, to me, is not it's just not it.
Yeah, it's not
you
it.
know, because these kids will go to a concert in the middle of a week too.
Yeah.
And who am I to tell you, hey, you can't play this week because you went to a concert?
Yeah.
But I got to coach the same week I went to a concert.
Yeah. I believe
you ain't even here, coach.
Hey, I agree with you 100%. That's like me and my mom have a cleaning business, right? That's what I do for a living is clean houses. My mom's going on a week vacation in July, and then my wife was like, do you want to go on a week vacation in July also, like with mama, because they're going to do a family reunion? I said, we can't. Both of us can't leave and leave the whole business empty. Like, I can't. Like, somebody can call off and cancel on me, but the owner of the business can't cancel on them.
Right.
It's just not a good look. Maybe we can cancel and move around a couple houses, but I can't completely leave my whole entire business
the whole week
with nobody here.
Yeah, no, I mean that's how you lose clients. That's how you lose a lot of stuff. And
yeah,
like I said that's how I take coaching. Like I told you, I just went to a coaching clinic. Like I just want to know more. I love the game so much when I played it. I just want to give it back all the way around. I want to be the coach that I had some good coaches.
Yeah.
I took the best qualities from all my favorite coaches and I tried to become that person. You know what I mean? And I don't know if there's a kid out there that didn't like me as a coach, but I know that there's a lot of kids that did like me as a coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful. I believe we should live like that. The way you say, taking good qualities from good men. And like, I believe that we all do that. Like, we do it without even noticing.
Right.
But like Jason, okay? I met Jason like a few months ago when I moved up here. And I see, like, even though I don't know him personally, but I see his Facebook, and I take good qualities from what Jason does, and I take good qualities from the person anybody on Facebook, and I don't know his whole life, but I'll be like, man, I want to live out in the country. I want to, I want to get to the point where I'm.
He's too far.
Yeah, I know.
He's too far.
I know, but still, like you get inspired by that, even without jealousy.
That's the key. Without jealousy.
Without jealousy.
Inspiration, man.
Yeah, because I want him to win.
I'm happy for you. I just met you tonight.
Yeah.
Anything you accomplish, I'm happy for you.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Even if I didn't know you, if he had just told me like, hey man, he did this, I'm like, oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. But it's like, why not? Like, what does this person's success have to do with mine?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like that. You know what? I'm gonna try and do that. Like, it's inspirational. You gotta be inspired.
Yeah.
How could you not be?
Yeah. I'll open my first podcast, but you're gonna be the first fucking guest. Like that. Like, why would you not want to like help everybody else?
This is my first podcast that I did with two people, and this is my first podcast I did like away from like my own little thing. So I feel like. I kind of got nervous when he sent me the message like, "Hey, it's gonna be me and Will," because I was like, "Is the microphone's gonna work? Where am I gonna put the couch?" Thinking, But then he's like, we can just do it, in my spot. We'll find a bigger. So I got kind of a little nervous, but I'm like, I'm open to it, man. I'm open to it because I really want to build these relationships. I want to have like grown men have conversations so we can teach kids about coaching, about real estate. Like, because they're like, okay, I'm going to tell you one thing. One thing that I went to prison, right? When the judge stumped and gave me 3 years, right? I went to my uncle's house and I was like, damn, Unc. There was a couple of my uncles that were remodeling the house they had bought. They were buying houses and stuff. And they were like, 3 years, damn, that's good. Now you're going to learn how to be a man. Cool. They thought that was cool, man. They thought that was cool. That's the mentality that I was raised around.
Mm-hmm. I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know,
that's like the cool thing. Like, if you didn't go to jail or get shot, then what are you doing with your life?
Like,
that's not living.
We got crazy stories, that we didn't even touch that, like, went down a darker path between me and him. You know what I'm saying? And I think that obviously made our bond tighter because it's like, in these situations, man, I might not even have somebody else to trust. I have to trust you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when I have to trust you, you was there. So we good. You know what I'm saying? So I will definitely be there when you need me. But it's like you said, that who needs that mentality?
Yeah,
You shouldn't have. That shouldn't be the norm.
Of course, that's so. What I think. So another thing that I think is by us having these podcasts, right? We're not just gonna. We're trying to guide the youth or whoever watches this into a better way of living so they don't have to go to prison and learn in prison. Like, why would you want, I don't want no one to learn in prison. I want them to learn by watching successful grown men, like a 16-year-old, right? A 16-year-old that's like, okay, what am I gonna do with my life? He can like look and say, hey, look, there's Jason, there's Will, and there's Yogi. Yogi has a podcast, Jason's a realtor, and Will's a coach. Andy works, you know what I mean, at Jeep. Like maybe we're not millionaires, billionaires, but we are striving to become millionaires, or even more, or whatever. Because life's not about money, anyways. Life is about trying to.
But you gotta make it cool and acceptable to be in those positions. If that makes sense. Like when I was younger, I thought it was cool because it was like, oh, all the dope boys got the cool cars, cool brands, you know. Sure. So it's like it was easy to go down that path, you know. Like, whereas you don't see the whole picture. Like I hate to go down like the dark side
let's
of
do
it,
it. Let's do it.
But it is like my best friend died when we were 21 and got murdered. I always thought like. In my mind, I don't need to go to like college and complete college. I already know what I'm about to do. Like this is where the money's at. And like you look at it like how much money can I make before I die to put my family in like a good position. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, before you die or go to jail.
Yeah.
One of the two.
It's like one of them's gonna stop you. Yeah. Which one is it gonna be?
Yeah, the cops or
And that's just what it was. At 21, what I was doing at 37, I wouldn't have said alive.
No.
That wouldn't even have been a question.
Yeah.
30s weren't even like. I thought 35 was old. You know, like I never knew people that grew out of the 20s.
I remember on my 28th birthday, I was like, wow, alive at 28. Like it's crazy that was my mindset, even though I had completely flipped my mindset by 28. Going back to my old thoughts was like, man, I really made it to 28. Like this is crazy. And it wasn't like I was overly wild, but like who lived to 28?
Yeah.
I mean, how many people did we bury in 14?
Yeah.
We probably went to 17 funerals or something. It was something stupid in 1 year.
Yeah. And it was all over, just random shit. Like Prince, our dude Prince got stabbed to death in an apartment complex. Damn. And he was literally a fucking prince.
Yeah, he was a prince in Africa somewhere. Like,
for real?
Yeah.
Literally royalty.
Yeah, that's why we called him Prince. Yeah. He's literally a prince. But it's like you don't know. And it's almost like you grow, it's almost like acceptable if you grow up in that environment to where it's like, okay, like who needs anything beyond 25?
That's why I think it's good. Like when you like you said, make it cool. Look at me, I clean houses, but I'm trying to make it cool. I got a podcast. I'm trying to make it. I got my workout journey. I posted on social media. I try to put like the cool songs with it. Because I want people to know that if you pick, this was my problem, that the reason why I never could be successful, because I always thought, what do I pick? What do I pick? What do I pick? I was lost. Because I was like, if I go into like real estate, then I'm going to have to sell houses my whole life. If I go to cleaning houses, I'm going to have to clean houses. But I never realized that if you actually build a cleaning business, then eventually you can branch off to do podcasts.
Do whatever you want.
And do whatever. You can start, eventually I can hire people to clean my houses and I can like live my life and be successful.
And that's where we are. That's kind of what we've been talking about lately, is just like, what can we umbrella our skills and our connections into? You know what I mean? So when we get into, we got into parties, we got into football, we got into all that stuff, and then we looked at each other and said, let's do business. Like, why wouldn't we do business?
So what did you guys start?
Dude, we've got a lot going on right now. We got our dude Jim partnered up with Blue Sky Property Services. He does a lot of landscaping and everything else. Power washing, painting, doing it all. Because as a real estate agent, I see what's needed. Why would I not partner up with my people?
Of course.
And bring everybody along with you. Like, you see what the problem is and what needs to be done. So why would you not put people in the position to make shit happen?
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing. It's like putting different businesses along. It'll be all day enterprises, and then it's gonna be branches of each umbrella.
Okay.
And like something like you had just said that to me it just kind of like triggered a thought was, you had said something like, "Oh, I'm just cleaning houses." Like almost the way you said it, almost like downplay by what you do.
Yeah.
You're an entrepreneur. That does this. You're a business owner. That's what the kids got to see. I went and talked to a lot of kids in high schools and junior highs and stuff, and we just talked to them. What are your plans? What are these different things? And they see like, well, if I'm not in the NBA or NFL, I'm a failure. People don't see like the whole, not only like working for a company, but also being like an entrepreneur. Like you might have ups and downs, but if you have your own thing, it's your own thing. It doesn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't see like the different opportunities of success. They just see like, oh, this is what's on TV. That's where it's at. There's so many different levels.
That's the way we were cultivated, you know, in like crime and different things. They're cultivated to think like if they don't make it in sports, they're not good.
Or influence or not.
I deal with so many parents that's like, my kid has to go D1 and do this, and I'm like, no, they don't. Like, your biggest thing should be like, if you can go to school and get that education for free, that's the biggest part. Get an education. Tell them to go do something they want to. If you go into school, do something you want to do. What's interesting to you? If you're not sure, with those elective classes, take random classes. Find something.
You have no idea.
Like, don't do what this person, like, you know, so many people are like, you should be a nurse or you should be a doctor because they make a lot of money. It don't matter how much money you make. If you do something you don't like, you're going to hate it. Period. Facts. You can make $100,000, $200,000 a year, but if you hate it, it's going to feel like $20,000 a year. If you do something you love, no matter how much you make, you're going to find a way. I think a lot of times we talk about educating the youth when we need to educate the parents. We got to be able to sit down and have a group, you know, let's talk to dads. This is how we got to start talking to our kids. I don't care that you can go and y'all got matching Jordans. Like, does he know how to change a tire? You know, can he change anything? How, like, can he do any electrical? Can he do, you know, fix the flooring? And if you don't know how to do it, you learn. Y'all can learn together. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to do a lot of that stuff. I learned once I bought a house. I'm going to figure this out. You know what I mean? Started learning how to do electrical, learn how to do drywall, learn how to do flooring. I'm not great, but I can give my kids the basics. You know what I'm saying? My dad's a mechanic. I don't know how to fix cars. I know how to do a couple of things. My kids going to know what I know. You know what I'm saying? We got to educate them or else we fight in a battle. And now they're split between us and their parents. And no matter how close they are to us, unless they hate their parents, they're going to side with their parents.
And that's kind of what I've been doing with my podcast. Like, I got a lot of male men that watch my podcast. When I was looking at the analytics, it said like 73% are males. You know, like, let's say, so if there's 100 views, about 75 of those are men. You know, but like that's because I think, like I was fat and I was like, I'm gonna go on this, you know, workout journey. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody or nothing, but I was, you know, bigger and I wanted to go on a workout journey. So I've been doing, like I said, the fasting and the working out, and I've been posting it. And then I've been actually thinking a lot, like, about how we should, you know, raise our children, even though my kids are older now. But I'm doing it like actions speak louder than words.
For sure.
You know, get up every morning, go work out, go clean these houses, do the podcast. You know, help out people. Like, people message me like, hey, how do you do the fasting? And I message them. I have a set of 9 videos that if someone asks me about the fasting, I send them those 9 videos. And I've helped out a lot of people, and a lot of people have been reaching out to me and saying certain little aspects of my life, you know, kind of inspired them. And it might not be the fasting, it might not be the working out, but maybe the podcast, maybe the cleaning business. Right. So I'm trying to make everything I do cool, but I know that people look down like at cleaning houses, like that's like a woman's job, or maybe even like, you know, like, but, or maybe like a maid, like I'm a maid, because I clean rich people's houses too.
You know how much money?
Yeah,
that's what people don't understand. The money
everything is so superficial, and it's like, what do you look at, and how is it promoted in the industry? When you watch TV, it's a woman, it's a
woman cleaning.
But this is real life.
Yeah,
this ain't art. This is life.
Yeah, and I don't work for that place.
Right.
I'm the owner.
You're the boss.
Yes. Like, my mom is the owner, and I'm
like, I presented this. I got this bid or whatever it is. Like, they hired my company.
Yep. So all the money I take, and then I pay my employees, and, you know, so like, it's not like I mean, even though I work for them because they hire me.
Right.
But I'm not their maid. They don't look at me like their maid. You know how they look at me when I walk in their house? I'm like, Yogi, how you doing? Give me a hug. The men, they're like, what's up, man? How you doing? How's the podcast going? They know my life. They follow me. They see the journey. They know that I've been in. These people, they're like well-off people, and I clean their houses. And I got codes, keys, and they're doctors, lawyers, you know, all kinds of different people. And they know that I've been in prison, and they know who I am, and they give me the opportunity to clean their house, and they hug me when I come, and I see their kids, and their kids give me 5, and I have fun with them because I built a solid relationship with these people, and
That's all it
nobody can
takes.
steal them clients from me.
Connection, man. Connection is the biggest thing that we got to work on. Like you said, you get a good connection, you get opportunity.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
So do you guys do? I know you do social media. Do you do social media and stuff like that?
I'm on social media. I'm not really active. I'm more active on Twitter, but that's just for coaching.
Okay.
Facebook, I'm on Facebook, but I don't use it. Well, if I need to, I will.
Yeah. Like if you had a business to promote, stuff like that. But you're a coach.
We're trying to figure it all out. Like I said, I want to make sure we got everything in a row before we really put it out. You know? So I know me and him are trying to find the time to sit down and look at some other stuff too.
Yeah. I think I say this to a lot of people, man, and I know it's like a broken record, but I think like you two could start a platform like this, and once a month, put the camera right there, sit down, have a conversation about coaching, about real estate, because I believe that we should all have our own platforms. Like with your business, the stuff that you guys are doing, and create like. Just because I have Big Yogi'Z Garage, I have my own, and I have my own dreams and vision for it. But I believe that all of us should have our areas, so you can eventually, when you do have this business, all these business runnings and shit, you can have, the plaque, the logos in the background. You guys can promote it, and then just sit down once a month and give some good value to the people. Like, I don't have it like where I'm. I think mine is to like, my podcast is not like, I don't come up with a topic and talk about a topic because I want people to keep dreaming. I want you to keep dreaming. I want you to keep building, and I want to have a conversation. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know you. So I want my podcast to be like an in-depth conversation to get to know people.
Instead of an interview.
Yeah, I don't want it to be just like.
Just keep it organic.
Yeah.
I want to know about you guys, but I don't want it to be like a structured question answer.
What's your favorite color?
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
I want to have like fun, but with the respectful aspect and getting like maybe some information out there so we can, maybe teach either, like you said, either a young man, a grown man, or even like just a woman learning about something about, because another thing that I hear a lot women say, there ain't no good men out there. Do you guys think, is there any good men out there for a single
I'm off
woman?
the market, so.
No, I know that. But, I mean, do you guys know, besides you two, do you guys know more good men out there?
There's tons. I think a lot of it is.
It's a mindset
thing. There's like a double-edged sword where it's like social media almost puts it into like female and males heads of like an expectation of the other whatever spouse may be, whether it be male or female. I think that harms a lot more than it does good, because it's almost like you set a bar that shouldn't be there. But then on the other end too, it's almost like from instance, my daughters, for any holiday, whatever, birthday, Valentine's Day, I always make sure that they're always like expecting something from me, because I want it to be when they're at that age, they expect that same value from a dude. Yeah. So it is almost like, you're
setting the bar high for now so they can have like some kind
that should go both ways.
I think a lot of it too is like, we're in a weird dynamic where, a lot of the parents, like our parents, I know they have an expectation for like gender roles, but I don't think we live in a time where those gender roles they can be held on to as much. There's not many one jobs that can hold a household down now. You know what I mean? So it's not like, you can be a full provider all the time. You know what I mean? Some people can, but a lot of people can't. You know what I mean? They just don't. So a lot of these women are expecting that, and it's like, you got to kind of understand, like, that might not be it. You might have to do a little bit more than what you were willing to. Yeah. He might be doing the best he can. And, maybe you set the bar outside of his range, but it's not like he's not a good person. You know what I mean? If he's almost there, help him get there.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that hurts a lot of dudes too. And then at that point, it's just like, both sides fucking. You know what I mean? Now you got two good people doing bad shit.
Yeah. I saw those. My bad.
No, instead of helping each other, I was gonna say. But
I saw an interview the other day, like one TikTok bullshit things, where it's like a girl got mad because dude took her to Steak and Shake. And I know it's gone
for
viral.
Valentine's.
Yeah. So to me, it's like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like, Who cares?
Took you where he could.
Yeah, like be grateful for it.
He took time. You know what I mean? You got to understand that time is the biggest provider. If I'm cutting anything out of my day to give you my time, that's the biggest thing because time is my money. Time is my everything. Mm-hmm. So if I'm cutting out anything to give you my time, that's the most I could give you.
Yes.
Yep. And like a lot of people don't look at that. You said you lost 3 years. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's 3 years you can't get back with family, friends, everything else. That's time. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can make your money. You can make relationships. You can do all of that. But during that time, you didn't. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that sucks.
Yeah, I feel like I'm running behind.
Right.
Like, when I went in there and I got out and I seen people like, got businesses and people are like, certain people, you know. I seen some people not doing shit, you know.
I was gonna say, you gotta look, I seen both sides of it.
But I also seen some people that were just beginning and now they're already up here and I'm like, man, I need to get up there. But I'm taking it slow. But
I was saying, but how many people did you see not do anything?
Yeah, a lot of people not do shit.
That's where it's like, you gotta like watch what people do, but not compare yourself to them. You know, because there are different levels to it and different speeds to everything. Yeah. And somebody who might hit $1 million today might lose it tomorrow. Yeah. So if you build like a structural or like a foundation,
like a strong
stand
foundation.
on, it's a whole lot different than watching somebody that's like, oh, they hit the lottery and won big quick.
Yeah, and they say don't compare your insides to people outsides. All you see is people's outsides. Yeah. You see social media, you see what they want you to see. You know your whole story. Mm-hmm. So you can compare your ups, downs. You got it all when you can make your comparison. You only comparing all of that to what they want to show you. So it's your 100% to their 20%. And you like, oh, I'm not as good. Mm-hmm. But this person that's showing you this house or this car is in massive debt, going through divorces, lost their kids, whatever. But you don't know that. Yeah, and we get so caught up, and I think that's where when we talk about like the negatives of social media, that's what it is, because you can be false. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's not true, and I think a lot of people, especially younger people, have to see that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, that their story is their story. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you see something you like, be inspired by it, but follow the path. Like, if you want to be the best basketball player, you can't watch a man play in his 6th year in a championship game. Understand how he practices. Yes. Understand how he watches film. Understand how he works out. The journey is always worth it. The chase is better than the catch.
Yeah, read his book. Learn how he
the chase is better than the catch because it's more to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You talk about guys playing in the Super Bowl. How many games did they play before they got to the Super Bowl? Man. How many practices?
How many times did they work out?
Yeah. How many years was it before they got there from the time that they started till they got to that goal? All of that matters.
How many beer pong games did they miss?
That's what I'm saying.
They were in the gym.
How many parties did you skip? You know what I mean? The journey, you have to pay attention to that.
Especially to make it to the NFL.
Dude,
that's a whole... You can't even do much of... you got to be like...
You can't compare where you are with where they are because you don't know their whole story. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't know what obstacles they had or didn't have.
Well, what was that Christian McCaffrey stuff? You see it lately? Where he was talking about his dad, Ed McCaffrey played with the Broncos and stuff. Mm-hmm. He's talking about how in like his lunch breaks, his dad would come to him in high school. He cramped one time and he would go get IVs if he had a game that day, or if he went to like a Christian school, Catholic school, whatever it was. Fridays was like jean day. His dad would come in and be like, you can't wear jeans. That's too heavy on your legs. You gotta wear sweats. I don't care if you get in trouble. Or I forgot. On sunny days, you gotta wear sunglasses because if you squint, it's gonna drain your energy for the day. Like little things like that you don't see. Like, okay, he just played the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's a baller.
No, yeah, he had. It was discipline.
Yeah, you didn't see the sacrifice.
Of course, because
to get there.
Think about it. How many white running backs are in the NFL?
None. Mike Allstott was the last
one.
Skill players are different. Do you know the last time a white corner was drafted?
I've never.
I think it was Jason Sehorn.
Yeah.
I think he was the last white starter in the.
So imagine how strict he had, or how much he has to work to become one of the best running backs in that.
Yeah. Probably one of the most versatile football players in the game.
Do you ever see him like doing his drills? He's doing all these.
You see how he when he gained all that weight after he kept getting hurt? He ended up gaining like 30 pounds, and you can see it on him. Because he's like, I'm getting hurt.
He needed the muscle.
You gotta put it on.
Yeah. Jerome Bettis said, I used to watch a lot of Jerome Bettis. He said that on Monday morning after the game, he couldn't even go down his steps. He had to slide down the steps.
Did you ever see that video of Christian McCaffrey?
No, I never seen.
So they were at a hotel like after the game. It was the next day. It was either that night or the next day. And I mean, his body was so bruised he could barely walk. Damn. People don't understand like I said, I don't know how I got through games when I wasn't working out. Because when I was working out and everything, and I was bigger and stronger and I was physical, I was sore. And this isn't even at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't imagine doing that.
Like in the NFL.
Every week.
Yeah.
Like, but it's crazy because I wanted it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something's wrong with you when you play football. Like, you want it. Like, that pain feels good. You're like, I did my job. If I'm not sore, if I'm not hurting, you know, you get a good workout and you get a good burn, you're like, man, I got it. I'm going to be sore tomorrow. And you're excited because you're going to be sore tomorrow. That's how football was. And I can see it on them guys. And I look at some guys like, oh, I'm going to the NFL. It's like, you ain't got it yet, man. You know, I've coached one kid for sure that's in the NFL. I got a couple entered in the draft this year that I've been able to physically coach. And it's like, it's exciting because they're living it up. But it's like, I know that they're going through it. You know what I'm saying? I know you're taking a beating, man. Like, I know your body is hurting.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, you get to live through that a little bit. Like, live your dreams a little bit.
And you know, I always told him, like, I don't want no tickets. I don't want nothing.
What's the Bengals?
The most Tyson, dude. The only thing I ever wanted is that if you get an interview, just be like, "What's up, Coach McCoy?" Like, that's all.
I need a shout out.
Yeah, that's it. Just one. You play 15 years, give me one shout out. That's all I need. I don't want tickets. I come to the game myself.
Yeah, you'll pay for your own.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be there because you take your family. You know what I'm saying? Take the people that's closest to you. I'ma find you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still in touch with them. I still text them, and you know, it's good to talk to these guys.
Of course, you have them connections.
Yeah,
it's not about money. It's about having a connection. You got someone that works that plays in the NFL.
This is your life.
That's great.
I got a buddy whose daughter is like a director of something. Like, she works.
I'm about to drink this shit right here.
Do it.
She was
you got all that over there at the bar.
Say she was with the Lions. Now she's with the Cardinals. Like,
oh, for real?
I'm happy for you guys.
What does she do?
Like marketing or something.
Oh,
like,
okay.
She's with the team though.
That's dope.
Like, dude, I'm happy. I'm not calling them like, hey, bro, give me tickets to everything. Like, no, man, I'm happy for y'all.
Yeah.
If you go to a game, great.
Oh shit.
Forgot to throw my pocket. My bad.
Jack. Yeah, man. Because I mean, it's all, like I said, it's all about relationships, about creating something beautiful. Money comes and goes.
It does.
You can't take
really
this shit with you.
It's about time, man. Like, I just want to get home.
Yeah, time.
With my kids, man. You know what I mean?
You said it earlier, time, and you know when you said that, I was thinking, thank you guys so much for like I really thank you guys for coming and giving me this time to get to talk to you guys. A lot of people reschedule, cancel, and stuff like that. So
we were closed this morning.
Yeah,
I texted him early. I'm like, look, bro, I ain't feeling the greatest. My dude ain't feeling the greatest.
Yeah, I woke up yesterday. I wasn't feeling good. I'm like, I'll let you know tomorrow, man.
Yeah, no, man, and that's why you know, and that's why I appreciate, because this is a precious time that you guys could be spending with your family, or you know, working or doing whatever. So I know it's a valuable to get you guys here and talk to you guys and stuff like that. I really I swear to God, thank you so much.
No, for sure.
There's a lot of people canceling on me.
I think next time we're gonna do what I had mentioned. I was like, hey, bro, what we need to do is go live, get people to ask a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah.
We'll print it off, put it in like a bucket.
I'm not answering that.
We're
gonna review some questions. Right?
Yeah,
if we gonna go live, if it's live, it's not pre-recorded. Yeah. I definitely gotta screen some of these questions.
Well, let's see what's gonna happen here.
That's what I was telling him. I was like, I've never really. I mean, I did lives before, but not like the podcast live. And I don't know if anybody's gonna really ask.
Oh, bro, if we put up like, hey, me and Will, we're at YOGI'S Garage.
We have a weird following, man.
Yeah, if
not in a bad way.
That's what I'm saying. If we link it where we do it like a Facebook live, and we tag me, you, and all three of us, and then it'll go like on all 3 pages, then we'll get.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you know.
Dude, I bet you right now if I put my phone up and I was like, hey, me and Will, we're going live right now on YOGI'S Garage.
Yeah.
Shoot us some messages. You're gonna get some shit.
Every time we did anything, he's always like, man, I don't know if we can get to know this. They be like, hey, we need 50 people. Like, you think we can get 50 people?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, we got 180 and we can't get them all in the door. Every time we overshot.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time we were even close.
That's cool.
Well, we've been blessed with like people around us that are like, for one, supportive. 2, they put up with the shit. Because we put some people in some bad situations, but
We put each other in bad situations.
Yeah.
You put me in bad situations. I don't know if I put you
Man,
in bad
look.
You put me in bad situations.
I ain't even gonna lie. That ain't false.
Yeah, he's not lying. Huh?
Dude, there was a time he had a suspended license.
What's the story? Tell me the story.
Oh, man.
I forgot what bar we were leaving.
I don't know, but Cops was here. The show, Cops was in Toledo.
Oh, Cops were in Toledo.
we were lit. I was lit. He had been drinking, and I'm like, look, we used to have this game. It'd be a group of us. If you threw your keys up and somebody was somewhere else to catch them, they drive. So
that's the driving. If you can catch keys, you can drive.
Yeah, you're sober enough to react.
Doesn't seem like very reliable.
He's like, y'all should have been my fucking cellmates. I'm in here innocent as shit. Y'all here.
We played that game.
Yeah.
You might play it twice a night if we leave in the bar.
Hey,
whose turn is it now?
Yeah.
You're like,
you didn't even know.
The keys hit the floor. Whoever threw them had to drive.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. If no one could catch it, shit, clearly ain't sober enough to drive. I would drive.
Yeah, you're sober enough to still remember to throw them up. So
you remember the game. You're driving. That's fucked up. But so we were one night, man. He had his suspended license. I was shit faced.
I also had a warrant.
He had a couple warrants in different counties. And we're driving. We get pulled over. Of course, we get fucking pulled over. And they're like. I don't even hear the conversation over here, but I'm in the passenger seat. And they're like, sir, why you have a suspended license? You know you have a suspended license while you're driving for the 8th fucking time, right? And I just lean over and go, I'm drunk. And just lean back. Like, it was just casual as shit. And they let us go. That was the one time they let us, like, ride, bro.
He was like, where do you live? I was like, on this street.
Yeah.
Straight that way. He's like, go straight.
That was the only time ever they let us go.
I was like, all right, I'm out.
I'm fucked up. Lucky. And just lean back. And then they pulled us over in front of my house while we were parked.
Stupid once.
And then they pulled us out and put us like hands on the trunk and all that shit.
Well, they pulled me out.
Yeah.
Then they pulled you out. I was in the passenger seat. We weren't even driving. We were just sitting there talking. And
they get the black guy out first.
It's fucked up.
Hey, why did they go handle the procedure? He put his hands up.
Like, let's secure him first.
What am I doing?
Like, bro, I'm not even driving.
No, I'm doing nothing. He's like, I need you to get out the vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the other cop like, bro, help me out. Like,
where are you going? We're parked. I don't fucking know. We're nowhere. I live right here.
Did you guys go to jail?
Not that night, but we tried.
We tried the bazooka night.
The bazooka night. So, well, first off, that situation, the cop found condoms in my glove box. And he goes, what are these? Condoms, clearly. What the fuck are you asking for? Yeah. And he goes, are they juniors? I'm like, what the fuck? Are you trying to be funny? You son of a bitch.
The one cop was funny as shit. The other was a dick.
Yeah. One cop didn't find it funny. But there was one night, man, I forgot what it was. I think it was after a show, but it was like me, him, our dude David.
There was a car full of people.
We had too many people in this fusion. And we go over to fucking rallies at Miracle Mile. And we're like, all right, we're going to cut across the street and go to McDonald's. Right? We go across the street and the cops pull us over.
I've never seen so many cops.
Man, they had the whole.
I mean, I'm talking like 3 SUVs, like the dark. Like it was. I mean, they jumped out on us. But his back door's handle was broken off from another altercation, so I can't get out. So the cops like, get out the car, and I'm like, I can't. The dude on the other side, they're like, get out. And he's like, when I finish my burger, like we're all fucking going to jail.
Oh man!
They get us out. They're searching us. Our dude Dex, he's out there, and they're like, "Hey, are there any weapons that we need to, like, look out for?"
Dude looked at me and asked me because I got a gun license. There any weapons in the vehicle? As he's asking me, and I'm saying no, I hear him say, "There's a bazooka in my pants."
Who said that? You?
Our dude Dex, man, no.
I'm like,
they wouldn't even let me out the car.
He said, "There's a bazooka in my pants."
There's a bazooka in my pants, and dude, it's funnier because like we found out that he had tweeted. Right before as we got pulled over, I'm going to jail. That's all he put. And he went to jail, dude. They locked him up so fucking quick. And then our dude eating the burger was like, I can't open this door. Dude, they thought he was joking. Yeah. They snatched him out so fast, bro.
He's like, hands on the car. He's like, it's cold. Dude.
We've been arrested a lot.
Yeah. Dude, it's stupid.
Yeah, man. On stupid shit. Like the shit we should have been arrested for, we didn't. But the things like we should... I don't know. We had some times we were innocent.
Like there were some like 10 situations where we should have got arrested, we didn't. Yeah. Like some 4s, or like maybe where they definitely
they wanted to teach you guys a lesson.
Yeah, and
that happened to me. You know what I mean? I was like dealing drugs for a whole bunch of years, and for so many years I never got caught doing nothing. But then I got caught in a conspiracy, and I did
That-
3.5 years. And that time I was like, this is nothing. Like,
Right.
I'm glad they didn't catch me back then, you know?
Dude.
So when you got arrested, did they leave, like when you were in court and they had this, where'd you get arrested at?
I got arrested in front of my house.
Lucas County though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Toledo.
So when you were in court, did they have like the screen? Was that, this was probably before that
No,
time.
it was like, no, mine was the judge.
Okay.
Everything's different now.
Most of the time, it's the screen if they're already in jail, and they have to sit.
True.
Like if you get taken down, they
Yeah,
got to do it.
I did that, yep. And like
they
if I'm in
talk-
there already,
Yeah.
there's a screen and stuff.
Dude, the worst thing ever in court one time. And on the screen, they have everything that you've done. Every misdemeanor, felony, everything is up on the screen. And it says maximum time on all of them. The judge is reading them off. And you look at the screen, you're like tallying up the time. You're like, oh, I'm going down. And they say, all right, for this thing, whatever, assault, 36 months, blah, blah. And like they go down the list, right? I had been arrested, but it was a long fucking list of shit. And so they're reading it all off, and they finally go at the end, they're like, all these things suspended, but you gotta do this and this.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm facing 9 years. And they say suspended, like, why the fuck would
shit.
you even put me through that?
Yeah.
Dude.
The worst for me was when I had to go to Perrysburg court and they read my name. The judge was like,
They got a side.
he's like, have a seat over there. I'm like, oh shit.
No, the best was when your ex-girlfriend was the person.
Oh, yeah.
She was the docket person.
for
So
real?
she's just looking at him.
She's
Like,
like,
set it aside. Anything like would be read, she look at him, look at the judge, set it aside. I'm like,
Go to jail.
you are not getting a good recommendation.
That Perrysburg judge was like, I was like the third person in there. He's like, have a seat over there. I'm like, there's 20 more people.
Yeah.
And then when they got done with everybody, he looked at me and he walked out. And it's just me and the bailiff. And he's like, man, what did you do? So he walks over to the desk and he looks, he's like, you got caught driving a suspended license 7 times? I was like, sounds about right. The judge was like, if I ever see you in here again, I'm giving you everything.
yeah.
Like the only reason I'm not now is because you're going to work. I'm like,
And then
thanks, man.
have you ever seen him ever since then?
No, I stayed out of Wood County, man. Didn't say I stopped driving. I just stayed out of Wood County.
Yeah, Will County's dangerous, boy.
It was
That was
bad.
play.
Judge
That
named
play.
Petrov over there. Or no, that was Oregon. In
Why do you know
Oregon,
him?
dude, yeah, because in Oregon I got caught like fighting at a party one day. They gave me like all kinds of
I
probation.
live in Oregon.
I had an
I live
ankle
outside.
monitor.
I still not.
You don't even go outside. He's like,
Don't leave my
Hey,
cul-de-sac.
I go to Kroger and I go home.
Yeah.
I don't go to the
yeah,
bars.
you gotta be careful. I mean, but you're good now. You're a coach.
It don't mean shit.
Hey man. You know,
Yeah, I know, but you're
Black and
more,
Oregon.
yeah, I move. You know, I got to move a certain type of way, man.
Yeah, of course. But
How many times did you get arrested before you got like actual
I
time?
only got arrested like you remember Club Bijou?
Oh, I do.
Like I like bar fights. Like
Yeah.
I got arrested a couple bar fights, like just downtown overnight. One time I got a big fight at Bijou in the parking lot. One time I got a fight like at a bar, and I got like assaults. That's the kind of times that I went to jail,
It's
like being
crazy.
drunk.
Cause like
It
we
was like
used to
Bijou,
fight.
Eclipse, Rain, and all
Yeah,
that.
all
shit was
that.
popping.
Banana
We used to
Joe's.
fight
Yeah. Oh shit.
with the cops. Like they would be there, they would see us fight, they just be like, go home.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm surprised we should have been arrested. Like I said, there's
Yeah,
some
a lot of
times that
fights.
if I had got arrested, I'd have been like, yes, I know I got arrested. I just
Yeah, because that's the only time that I ever got in trouble until like, I always had a job, but then I was always dabbling into drugs on the side because a lot of people I knew was in that game.
Same.
So then I would just like dabble in, dabble out, dabble in, dabble out, and then I got caught. I was messing with certain people, and they got caught, and then they started a big conspiracy.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did you get caught up in the ring with like? When did
Yeah.
you get locked up?
I got caught in the ring with and a whole bunch of other people.
So he put up, me and him had some beef. He had sent people to try to take me out. Like, it was a big thing. We were fighting. It was,
For real?
There was some
Yeah.
crazy stuff. He sent some people at me we didn't know, paid them. Like, they jumped us and jumped me and a buddy of mine. Like, it was wild.
Okay.
Crazy, because me and were cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was a part of that? No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Me
for
and
real?
All cool as
me and
fuck.
were cool. Or me and weren't cool, but me and he was.
Yeah.
So it was like every time shit would go down, he would just kind of look at me, and I'm like, shit, it is what it is. Either we got beef or we don't.
Yeah. And how did that all start? Like, what was
Dude,
the girls?
His nephew was dating a girl that I had dated. Mm-hmm. And then they had, like, I don't know who dated her first or whatever, but at some point, he might have dated her first.
Probably, yeah.
And then, like, when I was dating her, he just, whatever, acting a fool. And then one day, he just was running his mouth, and I'm like, bro, stop. Like, I was walking through the bar. I don't really give a fuck people talk. He pointed at me. So, what the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So we ended up getting in a fight. I mean, I fought probably like, there was 100 people that night. It was a crazy night. It was like a birthday party, a bridal shower. Like, the whole family was there. Yeah. And then, like, a month or two later, I'm at the bar, hanging out. We were all at Big's. This dude walks up and whispers something in my ear. I turn around, he headbutts me. And it's just a crazy fight from there. Damn. And first person I went to was him. And I'm like, hey, man, like, if I find out it's you, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then he ended up telling somebody else that it was him. And that ended up getting back to me. And it's like, and then they ended up getting busted like maybe 2-3 months later.
Damn. Yeah, I was messing with them because the thing was, okay, my family's Cuban. And my family got caught up in a whole bunch of shit. And so then I just started messing with and all them. I've known them for a long time. Actually, my cousin Carlos passed away. Like my whole family like stopped doing all that shit for a minute, and then I ended up messing with them, and I got caught in their conspiracy. Well, really, one person that was in my circle started like working with the police, and we got caught. We all got caught in a big conspiracy.
Yeah, it was like 40
because we was working together.
Yeah, it was bad.
And the same thing that you said like earlier when they put all these cases on, right? So like since they put like 20 of us, it was like 27 of us, they put us all in the same case. There was 20 years for conspiracy, If this guy got caught with a gun, it was 9 years for gun. If I got caught selling heroin, it was, 5 years for heroin, this for that. They was trying to give me all that time, right? Mm-hmm. But this is what happens. The justice system, they give you all that time, right? They say they're going to give you all this time.
They try to scare you out.
They want you to plead guilty to one thing.
Yeah.
If you plead guilty to one thing, they don't have to take the trial. They don't have to trial you for all this stuff because they don't have enough, workers and money to try every single person in the whole world. So they put all these things on you. They say, hey, plead guilty to one of these. Or, in the federal system, they give you a point system, and then you can take points off if you're just a first-time offense. Points off for this. I ended up getting a certain amount of points where it was like 36 months. I got 36 months, which is 3 years. And then when I did my 36 months, I got sent to immigration, and I had to do 6 months in immigration because I was born in a different country. They tried to send me to Cuba, all this shit. But like, I had to plead guilty. I had to because they were gonna give me all this.
Otherwise, they're gonna hit you with everything.
Like I can't. Like, and then some people are like, yeah, but don't plead guilty. Take that shit to the take it all the way to the trial. How?
No,
am I
because
gonna?
they're gonna pass everything along, and you got more.
I was 36 years old. I'm 36 years old. I just got caught in this conspiracy. I'm not gonna take that to trial and get 29 years. Yeah. I'm gonna plead guilty to 36 months and go do my time. Learn. This is what I had in my mind. I'm gonna learn as much as I can in prison. When I get out, I'm gonna be successful because I'm gonna try to create a business. I can't. People wanted me to like just be quiet, don't plead guilty, take it to trial. Like certain people told me that, like just take it to trial. But people that took it to trial, bro, got 17 years.
Yeah, take your time and go.
Like I was like the small guy. There was a list of people. I was like kind of in the middle,
I remember that list. I remember when they put out that picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit.
I'm on there. I'm in the corner guy. There's the first row. I'm like the first or second row. I'm like the last guy. But I was like towards the middle. I could have got more years if I could have just been like, you know what? No. I'm playing John Gotti. You got to take me to court.
Where does that lead you?
I didn't have the money
that too.
You know what? They gave me a lawyer from like the courts because I didn't have no money. I wasn't prepared to.
And they'll stretch that out as long as they can. They'll take everything from.
I wasn't prepared to like get caught up and go and get. And I had $10,000 for a lawyer and shit. So they gave me a lawyer from the courts, and I had to battle it out with him and just go with it. I asked him one day, like, how much money would it take to leave, the courts and just be my lawyer? And he's like, don't worry about it, Yogi. They're going to pay me, the money. Just like he's a federal lawyer. He's like, just let them pay me. You're not going to be able to afford me. He's basically telling me like, let's just let the government pay me. So I had to go, and I had to take my 3 years in prison, 6 months in immigration, and then just start my life now. I wasn't gonna do 20 years because some guy decided
you
I mean, it was my fault. I was selling drugs, but somebody decided to put me involved because they got caught up in it and they put me involved in it. But I wasn't gonna let that whole thing ruin everything that I ever did.
So you were part of like the huge. That was a big ass thing.
Yeah, and then there's still a lot of them in jail. Some are just getting out. And
Alex is still locked up.
Yeah, he's still locked up. And then a lot of them are now okay. So now I got out after 3 years, right? So I started doing my workout journey. A lot of them are getting out now, and they see me, and they're like, "Damn, Yogi, it's possible to do something. Mm-hmm. It's possible to start a business, podcast." I'm giving them an example, a true life example. You can fuck it all up. You can get out and do something. Because a lot of them fall back to the game.
There's always a new day to start.
It's familiarity. It's what you know.
Yeah.
You if you don't believe, you don't take that step, you don't have any confidence in doing something new, do what you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's natural.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to give as much free game as possible.
For sure.
Well, especially when it comes to money. Because I feel like money is like that rules it all. That's like the one thing that does drive you back to. What the fuck?
It's okay.
Sounds like a bat.
It's actually a bat or a pig or something. I don't know. It's Needle Masters tattoo.
Yeah. My dude texts me.
Yeah.
But it's real easy to fall back into that if you don't have something to look towards.
Yeah, yeah.
And I do think that you're setting an example for all that.
Mm-hmm.
So keep doing what you're doing, whether it be podcast, clean, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, yeah. You're doing it relatable. Because you guys live that life together.
Yeah,
so now you can say like, yeah, I went from this to this. Like they can see a similar, what I'm trying to say, like a
similar route.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's hard to take advice from somebody who's never walked the path that you have.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can see the moves you made. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it's possible because our paths were so similar.
Yeah. Another thing that I want to talk to you guys. This will be the last thing. We'll talk about this a little bit.
Recording for real.
We'll talk about this last thing because I've been my cousin. I was raised in the church my whole life. When I was 16, I kind of fell out, started kicking in and stuff. But I'm learning a little bit about Jesus and his role. Are you guys religious, or do you guys grow up in religion or anything?
So I grew up religious. We went to church a lot. I am not religious now. I'm much more spiritual. I did a lot of studying. Well, not a lot, but I did a decent amount of studying of just world religions and how they started, how they came about, and it was more like looking at. I just wanted to know the similarities because everybody says they're right, to the point where people are losing their lives over that. You know what I mean? There's so many, there's missionary trips which are peaceful, then there's crusades which aren't. But there's been way more crusades than missionary trips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's documented or whatever. So it's I just wanted to know, what the similarities were. At the end of the day, I mean, I don't care what denomination, whatever, could be a good person. You know what I mean? That's all it boils down to. I'm not a religious person whatsoever. If you want to sit here and pray, you pray. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people that's going to be like, oh, don't pray by me.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to be like, hey, are you about to pray? All right, let me hold your hands and let me do everything with you. I don't really have a feeling one way or the other. I'm spiritual. I feel like there's a God, but I don't believe in religion itself. I don't believe in all the stories. I don't believe in the books because the books were written by man, and I don't believe in man over hundreds of years. Okay. You know what I mean? People kind of change stuff as they need to. There's documented. This
translation.
This king has his version. How do I know what's right? You know what I mean? Why go through questioning what's right when I know, hey, when I feel like I need to speak, I'm going to speak to this higher power, and we're going to ride out. I'm going to be the best person I can be because that's the single, relatable thing of all of them. They all say the same thing. Be a good person, and when it's possible, give back what you can. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jordan Peterson says, just live like you're almost in a religion. He doesn't say to do that. He says that a lot of people that just live like there's a God, that you know what I mean? You'll be a good person, loving, caring, respectful. How about you? You believe in religion and stuff? Were you raised in religion?
I was raised in religion. I mean, I was a kid in Sunday school and all that stuff till like second grade. Every Sunday, Wednesday, whatever. I think I'm in a part where it's like, do I believe every story? That's different than believing that there's like a higher being, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, I'm tatted where it's all religion, but I look at it as like what you were saying, where it's almost like as long as what you believe in makes you a better person or creates a better living for people around you, that's where I'm at. Where it's like, you know, I don't know if, you know, Noah and all that, like all that stuff, I don't know. But I do look at it like as long as your values are true, that's what's important to me.
Yeah, that's good. This is my last thought on this. I thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much for coming on the podcast and, you know, giving me a lot of information and stuff. I'll take this stuff and I'll, you know, think about it. I'll listen to the podcast. But you know, I've been watching The Chosen. It's like a thing about Jesus and like his life and stuff. Because I always believed in God. I always believe in God, and I know there's Jesus too. You know, it was his son. I believe there's a God, like you guys said. I don't really believe in just this religion, but I have something in me that there's something bigger, right?
There's got to be something that everybody seems to agree on, something being higher.
Yeah, we just don't.
Whether you name it something else, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Obviously, it comes from somewhere. You know,
there's something. Okay, and then
a point somewhere.
Yeah, and then I was watching Jesus' story, right? And I was looking at it, and I was like, I watched the whole thing, and then I was thinking, like last night, what message do I get out of this whole thing? And I got like, as long as we have faith, and we give people hope. So like, have faith that there's a God, have faith that there's a Jesus, even if it's not Jesus or God, whatever, Allah, Buddha, whatever you think, you know, have faith that's there and give people hope. I feel like, okay, I can only say what like how me, I don't know your guys' lives, but like I try to give people hope with my podcast. Like tell people like you should start a business, you should start that, and then when they start the business, I have them on, right? And I talk about their business, right? And then a year later, like this guy he started a shirt business. Then a year later, I seen him on Facebook. He's selling his shirts in the store. So I invited him back on. I want to talk about the store. I want to keep giving hope because I think Jesus, he wants us to believe in him, or God or Jesus or whatever you believe in. Believe in him, but also try to pass on the hope that we have, to people, like give people hope to do whatever. Start a business, being a realtor. You do that when you're coaching. You're giving these kids hope, like, man, like one day you can be in the NFL, one day you can do this, or even if you don't make it to the NFL, you know, be smart, go to school, you can become a realtor. Just telling them that if they take the class that you can hook them up with Jace, you know what I mean, to get going.
Just be the listening ear, if nothing else. They can't find it home.
But believe in you. You know what I mean, that's like believe in you. Like nothing, with higher power, whatever. Nothing's gonna happen unless you do it.
Yeah.
You gotta believe in you. You gotta believe that you can get it done. I can go out there and I can coach up anybody, but if they don't take the work serious, the results ain't gonna be there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? No matter how much you believe in me as a coach, no matter how much you believe in God to do whatever, you still gotta put in that work. Stuff doesn't just happen. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna wake up one day with the ability, with the opportunity. Like you gotta put forth that effort. So believe in you. Be happy for you. Mm-hmm. And accomplish that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you gotta have that faith, you gotta have that belief, but don't just like hold on to some of that. Hold on to some of that for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's gotta work together.
Yeah.
You know, that faith is your motivation. Mm-hmm. That's what's gonna make you believe that you can get it done. Now get up and go do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Now once you get up and go do it and it works out, now we good. You know what I'm saying? You're in a good place. Yeah. And if it don't, you still in a good place because now you know where your limitations are. You know, all right, I failed. Is this a failure that makes me redirect, or is this a failure that makes me work harder? Mm-hmm. You know, there's a difference. You know, a lot of people say like, oh, you don't accomplish nothing unless there's a lot of obstacles. But then some people also say, hey, those obstacles are God's way trying to show you a different path.
Yeah.
You got to make that decision. What are those obstacles for? Are they for you to climb over or for you to turn?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you supposed to redirect or what? That's on you. That no one else can tell you that. Not God, not a coach, not a dad, not a brother. You got to make those decisions on you. And then once you do that, you put forth more effort or more energy towards that and see where it takes you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm real big on just both. Like you do have to have that faith because you got to have that motivation. You got to have that why, that want to. But then deep down, you just got to go get it. Like, it's got to be up to you.
Yeah.
That's something like you mentioned the why. Like I know you're always doing motivational stuff. You're always in the gym. You're always doing it. You're constantly posting about stuff about that. I know your lifestyle. Is there like a why that y'all have near you at all times? Like, do you write it on anything, or do you just keep that in mind, or like? Because I know recently I posted. I got a little whiteboard at the house where it's just like, why do I grind every day? Why do I do what I do? Why do I put up with the bullshit I might put up with, or do what I do all around?
I don't have that, but I should.
Man, every day I wake up.
Honestly, in high school, I had a little notebook, one of the little ones, and I used to write down. Part of that was ADHD. I used to forget stuff. But it used to be like, make sure you accomplish certain things. This is why, because these are your goals. I had friends in college who literally had signs on their room. By the TV. Stop bullshitting and get to work. You know what I mean? It was just a motivational thing. It wasn't necessarily a why, but it was a redirection to don't look at this TV until you know your work is done. And every time you want to watch TV, you got to move this damn sign. You know what I'm saying? I just told my son to do the same thing. He's got ADHD, and I'm like, look, dude, you get redirected a lot. Make things inconvenient. Make the things you don't want to do inconvenient. I actually just read a book that reinforced that thought for me, so now I have more confidence in saying it out loud. Make the things you don't want to do inconvenient. Make the things you want to do easy, accessible, and rewarding right away. You know what I'm saying? You want to start working out? All right, well, every time you turn on the TV, you got to do a push-up. All right? One day you're going to be like, why am I doing one push-up? This is stupid. You're going to do 5. You're going to do 10.
More
like, you're going to do it because it's stupid. It's stupid to do one push-up. But if you hold yourself to that one push-up, you're going to start. All you got to do is start. The hardest thing to do with anything is start it.
Yep.
Once you start it, you roll. You just, it's just, we're creatures of habit. We're creatures of convenience. You know what I'm saying? Everything is convenience. Make things that you want to do more convenient than the things you don't want.
That was another thing. You just triggered a thing. Okay, like at the last episode, Samuel is getting off the boat, right? And Jesus is like, take the step. He's like, Jesus is walking on the water, right? And he's telling Samuel, take the step. And Samuel's like, hold on, because he thinks he's gonna sink, right? Jesus is like, no, have faith, take the step, because like that step is gonna lead to something. A lot of us, like when you got your realtor's license, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna take this step, you know.
You gotta take the step.
Dude, I had a huge fear because it was like I went from a great job, great benefits, everything to nothing.
Yeah, you had to like start all over.
You really
You had to take that step. You had to put faith. Maybe not God, whatever, but you had to take faith that that you yourself, like you said, that you yourself are just gonna make something bigger happen.
Yep. You gotta have faith in yourself. Going off of what kind of like what you were just saying was like, every day, I just started doing this like 3 months ago. I set an alarm every morning, and on that alarm, that name says why, and it goes your daughters. Why your wife? Why? Because you want to be successful, and it's just, man, you wake up and you see that shit at 4:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. It's like, that's why I'm doing. Well, that's why I'm struggling to wake up right now. You know, and to me, that's one of those things where it's minor, but it sets your whole tone of your day.
You have
why
to
you're doing it. Yep.
You make it convenient. You made it convenient to see your why.
Yep.
You know, like I said, I read this book, and it's all the different ways to create good habits and get rid of phase out the bad ones.
Yeah.
You know, and we have to figure it out. And that was another thing. I was like, I need to start reading again. Stop reading. So I don't really have time to read. So I've been doing a lot of audio books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I drive a lot. Like, to work, from work, to practice, back here.
That's a lot of time you can listen.
So I'm listening. You know, I finished one book. I'm
listening
almost
to the same 40 songs.
I'm almost done. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why? I'm listening to stand-up comedy and stupid stuff. So it's like, it's entertaining, but I need to retain something. and I don't do it every day.
Yeah.
I do it every car ride. But I make sure I won't go more than 2 days without listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm on day 2, even if it's just a ride to the grocery store, I got to turn it on.
Yeah, it's really important.
I have to. And it's like, I'm getting something out of it. Am I getting everything? No. I'll probably listen to it again at some point. But I got through a book, and it was a sigh of relief, because it's the first book I finished in, the last 10 years. You know what I mean?
Dope.
And I used to read every day. Used to read almost all the time. Used to be at the library. Used to be online. Started again. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Eventually, I'm going to start getting the physical copies, just so I can kind of show the kids, like, this is what you do. You know what I'm saying? It helps your brain. It helps open up ideas. It helps this conversation. You know what I'm saying? You want to help give back. Okay, well, I got some more information for people. You know what I'm saying? It just helps.
Do y'all do like the 75 hard challenge at all?
No, I've heard about it, but I never did it.
I'll tell you, like I fall off throughout it. I ain't gonna lie. Like there's times I'll go 45 days, go hard as shit. But to me, it's after this is like the 4th, 5th time doing it. But to me, it's not even like finishing the 75 hard, because that's huge. But are you hip to it at all? So what you do is you do 2 workouts a day. You stick to a strict diet, whatever that diet may be. Maybe you just want to get rid of like candy, whatever. And you read
10 pages a day.
Yeah, 10 pages, 10 minutes a day, whatever the case may be, whatever you choose. And to me, it's like, man, I started doing that. And I started not only reading, but I'd write. I got this book. It's like a father's journal, whatever it is. And every day there's a question. And it's like, it does it for 5 years straight, where it's like, and you go back and see what, you might have written in whatever, 2020.
That's dope.
And you do it. And to me, man, like going back and re-seeing like everything that I wrote years ago, and then like progression every year, and then see how much you read without realizing you're reading and everything. To me, it's like that. It seems so simple and dumb, but it's like when you get into it, you're like, shit. And then when you miss it, you're like, I really fucked up by missing it. Like,
it's just crazy.
But now I'm not gonna know what I thought. You
got to think of how we look at time now as we looked at it 10 years ago. At 24, 25, you're like, I'm not doing that. It's going to take 3 years.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, dude, 3 years.
3 years goes by.
But if you tell me right now,
like,
like, hey, you start this program, you can do it in 3 years. I'm like, bet. I'll be this old. I'll be rolling. Like, you understand time better. 3 years.
It's different, man.
I think in prison I learned that.
Every day was a day to
you. The value of your time, you understand, like, this is an investment.
Yep.
I can give 3 years to the right cause and be fine.
Yeah.
I can give 5 years to the right cause and be fine. Like, I might stop doing my job and go be an electrician. I might go do this because the payoff is better, not necessarily money-wise. Maybe this is what I want to do.
Yeah, in the long run.
Be happy, man.
Cool. That's all it comes down to. Just enjoy the quality of life. You know what I'm saying? I get more time with my kids. I can manage my schedule. Like, I like being home with my kids.
Yeah, I believe that 100%.
It's crazy how much time, like, when I was working at Pepsi, like, I wasn't really home that often. I was working all the time. I'd be home.
I used to tell him all the time, like, bro, stop.
I was working dumbass hours. But, like, you would leave, they'd be asleep. You come home, they'd be getting ready for bed. And it's like, cool, that's what you're used to. But then, like, a month goes by, you're like, oh, shit, they walk. Or, oh, shit, they're eating on their own, they're potty trained. Like, where the fuck was I at, So, to me, time is, especially the older I get, the more I realize, like, time is, like, important. Yeah. Where when you're 20 and you hear it 2 years, like, oh, shit, that's, like, a big chunk of my life. That's 10% of my life.
I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You thinking I'm almost 30. I'm looking at it now like I'm 37. In the next 37 years, I'm going to be in my mid-70s.
I think that goes back to what we were talking about, though. Like, where we were trained that 25 was old.
Yeah. Now, because when I got out of prison, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start a business. It's gonna take 5 years, 10 years, but one day I'm gonna have a successful cleaning business. Because I was like, I just wasted 3 years in there.
What's another 3 years?
When I was in there was people telling me they was in there 27 years. There's one guy that had 90 years, but they reduced it to 30, so he's about to get out. So I'm like, damn, these people, motherfuckers in there wasting their time. I was like, when I get out, if I put in 2-3 years, hard work, cleaning houses, one day I'll have a successful business.
You ain't even gonna notice that 2-3 years.
Yeah. Because now I look back, I'm like, wow, look at all this stuff I created.
And it's just crazy. Like, the focus we have as far as looking forward and looking back, our perception of it changes as we get older.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we're younger, we're looking so far ahead at stuff like, we're like, oh, I can't even imagine missing that much time. But now we get older, we realize, dog, we first played our first semi-pro game, 15 and a half years ago.
Yeah.
I was just, when I was at that coach's clinic, my roommate was a guy who played with me that first year. We coached together now. It's 15 years ago. You couldn't tell me that we met 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you realize how fast that goes. So you're like, that 3 years is going to be over. Yeah. It's going to be a grind, but when it's over, I'm not even going to notice the grind.
No,
I'm going to appreciate it, but I'm not going to notice it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's wild.
As time flies. I always talk about prison, right? I did 3 years in prison, but guess what? I've been out of prison 5 years. I've been out of prison longer than I've ever even went to prison.
But I bet you that 3 years while you were in it seemed a lot longer than that 5 years you were out.
Oh, yeah. It taught me a lot, too. It taught me a lot.
Kids make time go fast, too.
Yeah.
You're just watching them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's their first birthday. It's their first this. It's their first this. It's their first this.
Because you're always looking forward to something.
And you're never looking at yourself.
Yep. And next thing you know, it's like, oh shit, I look forward to 4 months is their birthday. 3 years was their competition.
Oh, they're about to start school. Oh, they're about to do this. Oh, she learned how to do this. Yep. And you turn around and you're like, oh, man, I aged 4 years in that time.
I gotta teach her how to drive now.
Yeah.
Dude, that's it. I'm teaching my son how to drive right now.
Yeah.
My son's driving right now. He'll be 16 next month. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. That hits.
Dude, I'm like, I gotta get him a car. Like, you know what I'm saying? These are things that I knew was coming.
But now it's like,
I didn't know it was here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it doesn't come that
coming quicker than ever.
And on the other hand, my baby is 2, so I'm like, she gotta get ready for preschool. Like, I'm still potty training her. So it's like, I'm all over the place, but time just,
I feel like
just rolls, man.
The more kids you have, the more distractions you have. Because then you are looking like, damn, this one's walking, this one's doing talking, this one's driving, this one's doing this and that.
So much.
Yeah, you look at like, I literally got like maybe 2 weeks to myself. You add up
throughout the whole year.
Yeah, you add up all the time of me time through the year. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids.
So
and I have a stepdaughter.
How old?
My daughter's 21. My son is 18 or 19. I think my daughter's 22. My son is 19. I think.
Change the ages completely.
And then
you know what?
Bella, she's like 15. 14, 15.
That's crazy. So now you gotta live it up.
Yeah, we gotta have fun.
Go
ahead.
I was just saying, like, I always joke about it, man. I can't wait to because they're 18, they're at my house. Then it's like, dude, now they're like doing their own thing and they don't need you. Now it's like,
don't think of it like that, bro.
My son's always gone, man.
Yeah, appreciate this time, man, because this time right now that you got, it goes by so fast, and then it's like a win.
Super quick.
There's a time that goes by real fast, and then they don't want to hang out no more.
That's how my kids are now. I drop my oldest off, and she's like, "Don't talk to me. Don't beat the horn. I don't even want my friends to see you." Man.
I think the way that my wife, she involves herself, like they stick around. They like hanging out with us. They do.
They love my wife.
My son's like, "What are we doing today? Like, we watch a movie tonight." Like, you know what I mean? He goes out with his friends, does his stuff, but. Yeah. On the weekends when he's in, he's like, we watching a movie tonight, we're making cookies tonight, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's 15 years old.
It's a good bond with him.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, me and him have had, we got a good bond, and I was coaching him last year too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I had to learn how, I was able to watch him in his environment. Because when I'm a coach, I'm like, I'm not dad. Don't call me dad. I'm not treating you like dad. I'm holding you to the same standards. So I'm watching him interact with his friends. So I'm listening to him talk, how he talks to his friends. So, they're cussing and they're doing all this, and I can't say anything because this is your environment. This is you being one of the guys. I'm not going to stop you from being one of the guys. But it's like, I think he appreciated that I allowed that. Yeah. And if he gets out of hand, I'm like, hey, bro,
chill out.
You cuss in my house,
though. And he'd be like, all right. And I mean, we had 0 issues with that.
That's awesome.
The moment he came into the coach's office and we sat down, he was a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We get in the car, we have our normal conversation. If he had frustrations or whatever, he talked to me like a parent and child. Mm-hmm. When he's at practice and he's running around, do your thing. And, I learned. You know what I mean? I had to learn. That was a learning curve for me, too, not just for him.
Of course.
So it is interesting, but he definitely is, like, around us.
That's cool.
He wants to involve himself with what
That's awesome that he looks at you, he gives you that coaching, he gives you that area where lets you just be the coach.
Yeah.
Do y'all ever, like, battle that whole thing where it's like, I'm going through this now, my oldest, where it's like, she's 13. And it's like, she'll go cuss, I got you.
Pool hall at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. She'll go cuss, she'll go do whatever, but then it's like, y'all better not do that. But at 13, you're wilding out.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
well, I mean,
I have that like contradiction.
You just gotta be honest and be like, listen, I know what you do, but you don't do that here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's about boundaries. We talked about that early.
Yeah.
Boundaries. You can't be this all the time. You're a child. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think we got away from that as a society, as like really being like, be a kid, man.
Yeah.
It's not even about do what I say because I said it. It's just be a kid.
Yeah, let them be a kid.
Like,
and give them that room.
You be a kid.
Yeah.
I'm going to force you to be a kid in this moment because if you're not, that means
they want to go too fast.
So if you want to be an adult, we're going to handle it like an adult, and you're not going to like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't reason with adults as well because I ain't got time to be dealing with you. You an adult. You should know better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to talk to you one time and that's, then after that we got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But as a kid, we can squash it and, work through it. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the standard I try to hold the boys at.
Yeah.
Now, my girls ain't different.
Girls are different.
I got 2 boys, 2 girls, and it's different.
Yeah, it's different. It's like a whole different...
I
got 1 boy with 2 girls, but it's different.
I can reason with the boys a little different. My daughter 4, and she look at me like
they rap. They got the girls like they get the dads like they just like rap. They
run us.
They just run us. They like rap. What is it called? Wrap their finger on.
For sure.
You can't do nothing about it.
Can't do nothing about
it. My 2-year-old got me, man.
Yeah.
My 2-year-old got me. My 4-year-old, no, she's a dick. She's a dick. She'll look you right in the face and be like, I'll punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Be like, I didn't do nothing. She walks to the house and just says, shut up. You didn't got to talk.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, shut up. What the fuck are you talking about?
She's learned that from somewhere.
Dude, she's
hey, man, I appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah, we definitely took way too much of your time.
We got a big, long podcast and stuff. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for coming on Big Yogi'Z Garage.
For sure.
You guys want to say anything to the viewers? The business, what's the business? Are you guys doing anything?
Business-wise, obviously, houses, investing. We have the power washing company, the painting company. What else?
Property management.
There's a long list of that.
Yeah.
Other side of it, shout out to everybody, man. All the all-day people. Misfit, 1030, Kyle,
the list goes on, man. I don't even want to
Arms, Checo, everybody.
Everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
We're right up the hall from each other, but this is the first time we sat down in 6 months.
Thanks for having me.
Sure.
And shit, man, just being you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I follow what you do.
Thank you, man.
Continue to do what you're doing.
Stay genuine.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. I follow you, and then pretty soon I'm gonna get on his social media, and then we can link up and we can do this. This is not gonna be a one-time thing. I wanna every once in a while sit down.
No, we're gonna do a sit down where it's like we do the questions in the bucket.
Yeah, let's do that.
Pull it out. If you can handle it, you take a shot.
If you just want to talk football, we do a coach's corner.
Yeah, we can do something
for a little bit. We Q&A some things. Like, I'm good with that too. I sit down with coaches. And,
we had L. Thompson and B. Hayes and I forgot
Brian Lee.
Yeah, I mean, you can sit down. We can talk some things out. Just whether it's schematics or whether it's just opinions or whatever. Do that here and there. Like, I'm open.
Yeah, I want to have fun, man. I want to do this. I have to record a podcast every week because I promise everybody I'm going to have one podcast a week forever. So, you know what I mean? I'm going to have to do this forever. So
we need to
I want you guys on my team.
We need to set one up where it's like they get to pick the questions. What's going to lead to what?
Yeah, I think once we post this one, this will be our first one so we can lead up to that.
Yeah, we scratched the surface with this one.
Yeah.
But we can get real deep, real quick. Crazy shit.
It could get messy.
Yeah, but we're good.
We're not gonna make that one.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching Big Yogi'Z Garage. Make sure you subscribe, follow, share, comment, all that good stuff. Let's go!